in the place where everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? Wagwan and ting fam. Now, Botrix has correctly joined the channel. Botrix is in early to avoid disappointment, as is Tomash. Have a warmed up. Do you know what? Seriously, only just. I've been home since sometime after 6, I think it was, wasn't it? I've only just warmed up now. My knees are still a little bit tender. I was dry, thankfully. I avoided absolutely every last little bit of the hailstones. I got in early to avoid disappointment. I got myself a nice cup of coffee, a lovely cup of coffee, Douwe Egberts coffee, of course. I did some pre-game streaming and my hand almost fell off. But yeah, it wasn't bad as well, was it? Wasn't bad at all. Mustn't rumble, as they say in Japan. Nice hat, other famous hat. This has got two purposes today, this. This is to make me look cool AF, which I think it does, obviously. And also to keep me warm, because I am genuinely freezing. Although the heating is on now. The heating started at about 7, I think it was. And it's by my feet. It feels nice. Casper, good evening and a merry crimbo to you. Very briefly caught the pre-game stream. It was nice. I need to plan a bit better. I knew it was going to be cold. I didn't realise it was going to be that cold. I should have worn this hat, correct, Mandy, I should have done. I should have worn a gaiter, a snood, a scarf, and I have got fingerless gloves which can turn into mittens. I should have worn them while I was streaming. Absolutely mustn't grumble. I also did a stream on the way home, which was affected by Ince being an absolute black spot. What do you call it? A damp spot. A spot where there's no signal, so it kept on jibbing out. Merry Christmas to Casper and Thomas. You can tell the Blues had a half-decent result. Look who's in early doors. We both are. You would have killed for a snood. Your big nose was freezing. Why don't we make one? Why don't we have Everton branded snoods? Call them Ian Snoodens. Have one of them. And also have like your phone cases. Have one for tablet cases, and call them Gary Ablett cases. It's so easy to do, isn't it? Yes, hello to Helen, the Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field, as you will see later. And Ruby Roo, where are you? Is it getting cold in the UK? It is. We had the match today, and it was only 7 degrees, plus 7 degrees ish. But because there was hailstorms and very, very, very strong winds, it felt a lot colder than 7 degrees. Felt more like 1 or 2 degrees. And if you got caught in the hail, it must have been horrific. Thankfully, I was dry in the stadium early to avoid disappointment. And also, I got out and it was dry, and it was still fairly light. Although by the time I got halfway up the road, it was pitch pissing black. A moist spot, Barnsley, a moist spot. Is Jenny about? I barely saw people's names on the screens. I saw the occasional little notice, but yeah. is Jenny about? What is she about? Ian Snowden visited your uncle in the hospice this week. He's a good lad, is Snoods, or Snods. Good lad. Likes his pint. I seen him in the Old Bank, which used to be the First National, on James Street, a few times. Absolutely hammered. There are gloves with pads that still activate touchscreens. There are. I don't have any. Although I do have fingerless gloves that will cover most of my hand and then allow me to get the good stuff. I also did some filming, some little bits and pieces. Hopefully that'll be out either tomorrow or early hours of this morning, depending on whether or not I just completely and utterly collapse later and fall asleep. I might do. As you can see, I have the greedy cup of tea rather than a thermos because I left one thermos in the car and I couldn't be arsed getting it, and another one is in the kitchen currently with dishwasher tablets in it getting cleaned. Top tip that, by the way. Anybody out there, if you've got a thermos flask or a thermos mug like I've got, don't scrape it by trying to clean it with, I don't know, scouring pads or something. Dishwasher tablets, the little Finish Ultra Powerball stuff. One of them in boiling water, leave it to soak for a little bit, an hour if needed. Rinse out and it just comes up absolutely spotless. Stunning. Hi Jack, take this plane to Cuba. Must have been the same weather system that gave you a lot of wind and a lot of hail last night. It will be. Apparently it's not a storm, but it's really stormy weather. It is horrific. Hope life's treating you good. We're here, aren't we? Know what I mean? I had to walk home in the hail and rain last night and it was shite. All hail. Keep your wrists warm and the hands will follow. I thought it was free your mind and the rest will follow, but that sounds even better. It is. Stuff like that actually works, doesn't it? If your wrists are warm, your hands will be okay. You tried to find her channel. You wish you hadn't. Couldn't find her. You'll do it tomorrow. I don't think we're going to find anything dodgy on YouTube, are we? There may be links to other sites. That happens quite a lot. Even with what would look to be the most pure and innocent of creators. Oh, they're nice. Link, link, link. Oh, hello, what's going on here? What are you doing, girl? Etc., etc., etc. You are ready to collapse and sleep. Sean Dyche will do that to you. You were playing taxi for Mrs. Thomas at stupid o'clock this morning. It's not Sean Dyche. You did see an owl swooping across the road on the way home, though. That's nice. Do owls show up on the mailing app? Are they a thing, or is it purely daytime boyds? And in the summer, Steve, wrists under the cold tap, keep you cool as well. They do, and I know this to be a fact because there was a programme on BBC4 about cold and heat, temperature really, and they showed you kangaroos in that there Australia there and how they keep cool, relatively cool, in like 50 degrees Celsius heat. They lick their forearms, and then he had a heat gun showing you the temperature of the body, and the bodies were really hot, and then on the hands, sorry, on their arms where they'd been licking, it was cool. So of course when the blood goes past there, it cools down and stops them overheating just enough. It's amazing. Helen said, by carbonate of soda for the flask cleaning. I've tried it. Seriously, nothing works better than dishwasher tablets. It is amazing. It's the only hack I've ever tried off that there internet that works. That's because they're in cahoots. I didn't realise they're Peruvian. Peruvian owls. It was very, very wind, as Gerard Delafeu would say. Yes, we're going to get a very poor.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Very poor. You're like a good owl flyby. You're never not ready. Like a battery. I like owls. I do loads of little stupid owl cartoons, which if you've seen any of the shorts from about 2 years ago, you'll have recognised. And if you're on Twitter for any length of time following me, you'll have seen billions of the little sods. Cooling a main vein cools the blood and therefore the temperature, which is why lickety armity, kangety ruity, bouncety, they do it all the time. Yeah, the vein. You're so vain. That was written about me, that, by the way, that song. You learn that about cold water on the wrist to cool the blood in home economics for when making pastry. That, coming from a hairy ass builder, is fantastic. I love that. Brilliant, Steve. It is true, isn't it? Cold hands, of course. You should have been at Kirsty's stream. It was all about cheese. It was brilliant as well. Apart from when we got to the, what are they called? The maggoty cheese. Oh man, that knocked me ill, that did. Knocked me ill. And also it was nice to be on someone else's stream and not giving a shit about what I was saying. Not that I give a shit on here either, it was good. Do it on your shins in summer. It works. Anything that cools the blood down underneath it will cool it going round the system and cools the whole core down. I have been prolific of late, I have. Videos to catch up on. I like to look at the phone rigged out, the frig. Oh, I like that. I'm going to use that. Copyright of Tomasz, the frig. Get the frig out of here. I also have, I've got these little lights me rim lights that bring me out of the background, which I don't really need because I've got a 1.4f lens on this thing, so I'm not even remotely connected to the back. But I've got one of them, and I've got, funnily enough, a cold shoe to quarter 20-inch mounty thing, so I can just screw that in the bottom of the light and put that on top of the frig, and it looks amazeballs. I've also been prolific because I was trying something out. I wanted to see whether or not people would just completely switch off, whether me chatting shit like I do in a stream would work for daily videos. I am trying to get into a little bit of vlogging, but so far there haven't really been vlogs, have they? It's been me dropping my daughter off in work and just chatting absolute bollocks, which is pretty much, that is a daily vlog. That's all I do. Drop her off, talk shite, work, and I can't show you my work because, obviously. Scariest Owl Gotta Be the Wise Owl from Inside Number 9. It is brilliant. I love that episode. Yeah, never known so many fellas in the pause with so few gals. It is a real sausage fest. Oh my god, there were so many sausages. Mandy, what's the most common owl in the UK? I'm going to get the button ready for this one. You don't need cold water, your hands are always cold. Cold hands, warm heart, they say. I think what it means is cold hands, bad circulation, to be honest with you. You can't keep up with Kirsty's stream timings. They are insane at times, but, you know, especially if you get one at 1 o'clock in the morning and you are awake, it's bizarre. What is the most common owl in the UK? The teat. One in every kitchen. The teat owl, yes. Jackie Lewis, lurking for a wee minute. Does that mean you're lurking for a minute? Or you're having a minute to lurk while you have a wee? Yes, that's getting a bit very poor indeed. Very, very poor.
Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. It's brilliant. I was going to say, it is a brilliant episode. To be honest with you, Inside Number 9, I would say about 99.9% of episodes are brilliant. The other 0.01% are extraordinary. Never seen a series of that many shows keep that kind of quality all the way through. Faulty Towers did it for 12 episodes, but There was, it was a 7, 8, 9. There was 9 series, wasn't it? Inside number 9, it ended on number 9. Yeah, so there was 9 series, and they are all absolute rammers. Louise, you never had your glasses on, you thought I'd adopted your hairstyle? I wish my hairstyle was as lustrous as yours. Mine isn't. I look like a gobstopper that's been dropped down the back of a sofa or something. Not good. And even though the hair needs to be kept short and needs to be kept neat because, you know, World War III and all that, it does leave you a little bit cold, which is why I need this today. I should have worn it earlier today. This, a snooty gaiter and a pair of fingerless gloves, I'd have been as sneak as a beag in a rig, but I wasn't. Your dad used to have a phobia of owls as he was attacked by one as a child on a hayloft on a farm his parents worked at. That is a strange one. Understandable, but it's a strange phobia. Is there a name for it? Can we find out what phobia that is? Fear of owls. It is called strigoformophobia. People with this phobia may be afraid of owls' large eyes or their ability to rotate their heads up to 270 degrees, or the fact that they're evil little bastards with exceptionally long legs and nobody knows it until you pull up the feathers and then suddenly they look like Peter Crouch. It's bizarre. Or Peter Perch, more likely, isn't it? Your eyesight must be awful, Louise. That's me over here, by the way. Are you suitably prunified? Oh, how long did you stay in the bath for? How are your bits? Seeing as though mine froze off while you were soaking yours. Thank you very much for rubbing that in. Evils. You're evil, you, Louise. Up on your 38,000 feet high pinnacle of Mount Pendle. Brilliant episodes. The writing's fantastic. The performances are superb. The guest stars that they have are absolutely elite, and then the twists and the plots are just insane. Amazing writing. Have you seen the viral video from the past few days from the US of the owl landing on top of someone's Christmas tree in the lounge? Say, what? How have you got an owl in your lounge? How does that happen? Teeny tiny phone screen. Not good enough, Louise. Not good enough. Get a projector. You need to see me in the foot. No, you don't, actually. Nobody needs this shite, dude, on the screen. Nobody needs that. Look it up, man. Laid there till the water got too cold. That's when you know you've had a proper bath, that. Strigoformophobia. That is a mouthful. It is. I like the phobias. Like the fear last week, the fear of Friday the 13th is triskaidekaphobia, which is also a very good racehorse, or at least was back in about 20 years ago. We used to bet on it all the time. It was always an outsider, and it used to win occasionally, so it would end up being slightly up. We love that one. Triskaidekaphobia and Uhumagu, they were our two little mad horses. Ali, oh. Held the ground, yeah, where you are. IMAX pause. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs it. To do that, let me know if anyone's watching on a big screen. I will slather the lens in Vaseline. Nobody needs this in HD, do they? Ali, oh, have you finished shopping? Is it all done? Is it done? Ali, oh, behind the bar. Go on. You remember Wise Old Owl stuck with you for a while, like Merrily. A lot of the things that they did, it surprises me that it crosses over, because there was loads of stuff which was very 1970s British TV, but it does cross over, because you can recognise it, can't you? Sort of look at it and think, well, it's not from where I'm from, but I understand it. In the same way that who's the American kids TV presenter, Mr. Someone, lives next door. Tom Hanks played him. I can't remember. I had no idea. I'd never seen it before, but I knew exactly what people were talking about in other shows when he mentioned them. It's that you could tell, it's just the context when people talk about something, you can get it, I think. Some of the videos from Las Vegas of people watching a match in a bar. Oh yeah, LA, Las Vegas, I can't remember which one it is, but it's incredible. Massive. You didn't get your present, it's still in the car. Triskaidekaphobia is also the title of an Inside Number 9 episode. It is? Oh, it is, isn't it? I am life-sized in a Stibbo household. Apologies. By the way, apologies. Yep. Help yourself, Mrs. Tom. Can you hear me, Mrs. Tom? And Domingos Duarte are all doing well. Dare you ask what the score was? Yes, you can. You may. 0-0, 0-0. A very well-earned point against a good Chelsea side and against one of the most biased refereeing performances I have ever seen, including the assistant referee towards the street end, who was an absolute prefect. Sir. Wouldn't put his flag up because obviously he was a Chelsea fan. Twat. Mr. Rogers, that was it. Thank you, Louise. That would have blown me head up, that. Yeah, whenever anyone mentioned Mr. Rogers, I had no idea what it was, but just by the way they were talking, I thought this is homespun, old Americana. I'm trying to think of words and I can't come up with them, but you know what I mean. He was a decent person. It wasn't anything risque or anything. It's just, you could tell, and it's all about context. I find that with most things. You were vaguely aware of my intended attendance today. Like good communicative men, we didn't make any associations or arrangements, and it wasn't the weather or time. I arrived with 10 minutes to go before the gates open, which is why I didn't do a pre-stream, because I need to get in when the gates open. Otherwise, I am struggling with a capital strudel. The cabin boy, is that Roger? Mr. Rogers, the cabin boy, I think he might do. You've got double me on 2 tablets. Don't have them on TV as well. You can't do that. We'll find ourselves a suitable Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff when you're not running from work. Hijack the stream with a guest appearance. There you go. You've read it yourself. That's a contract. I think you'll find it's a contract written down now. There's a fun one, phobophobia, a fear of phobias. That's a bizarre one, but I suppose people could be worried. All you can think of is Mr. Ed. Of course. The Bullens street end linesman, the prefect. Got it from you, thankfully. It was horrific. Absolutely horrific. Genuinely reckon a lot of these referees and assistant referees only become that because they got bullied at school. And if not, they should have done. Fuckers. What are you drinking? Shout, let it all out. You want to say Roy Rogers, but you didn't want to trigger anyone? Oh, sorry, we're having this one.
Very poor indeed.
It wasn't very poor, that Barnsley, but you're having it anyway. I like that. Nothing to fear but fear itself. JFK. Exactly. The Evertonian president, Leon Harvey Osman, shot by Jordan Lee Pickford, and then he was succeeded by Leighton Baines Johnson. All makes sense to me. Back and to the left, back, which is pretty much like our position of play, isn't it? Back and to the left. Mrs. Tom is copying Louise by prunifying in the bath. Domingo is beside himself with the wind, which I think wasn't that an album by 8 Mile Radius. Domingo is beside himself with the wind. Wine for Louise. Why is it always wine? Irakabuterophobia is the intense, irrational fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of one's mouth. I reckon that's going to be a hugely popular one. Irakabutter or butter Recount. Good woman, Mrs. Tom Sawyer. Final eternity arouses reaction. Yep. Free expression as revolution. Finding everything and realising you're playing Butlins. You're literally metres away from the action. You're stood on the touchline. It's your job. How do you have to wait for the referee to tell you which way to give the throw? Exactly. And if you've got anything about you, just go, no. That way. I saw it. That way. But he didn't. Vine for Louise. You saw Baines pre-match, swooned hard. My dad taught his daughter to drive. He also taught Stephen Gerrard's daughter, Duncan Ferguson's son, Cameron, who's now a professional footballer himself, who still gets texts from him every now and then. How you doing, Ash? He got me a book signed by Duncan, and he wasn't happy because it wasn't actually the book that he wrote. It was Alan Patullo's book, and he wasn't happy, but he still signed it anyway. But I never got to meet him. How can my dad teach his kid to drive and not invite me to go and meet one of my all-time heroes? Just to stand side by side with him, get a picture and show everyone that I'm not a smidge under 6'2". That has since been peer reviewed, but there you go. But you said hi to everyone but not Ali Alio. No problem, now you have. Bucket of hot chocolate for Armanda. Extra tea, no cream, it's nearly Christmas. Stick some royal mint chocolate liqueur in there as well. Oh, that is very decadent. Very decadent indeed. No, don't do that. Don't do that. The Ian Brown vaccines Butlins tweets, absolutely amazing. Lending his mate's phone. And Mr. Eberl. Just that blew up properly. It was perfect. He had kids, young Burns it, yeah. To see him out that he's old enough to have a daughter, old enough to drive. Well, he is 40 now, isn't he? I suppose so. Could have been 22, 23. But I mean, they were quite happy as well because my dad taught loads of kids from merchant tailors to drive, and it's all by word of mouth, no advertising at all, and he just gets passed from one to the next, and then comes back around, and then the first person he taught, their younger brother or younger sister, is now 17, and it just goes round in circles. And then all the footballers in Formby were using them as well. That Patullo book, it's good, but we are due a big dunk autobiography. He said it himself. It's getting written now. It should be released at some point in 2025. I didn't see the latest Overlap podcast, but I did see the present. They've got Carragher to have a brick with his name on it in the new stadium, and it says Jamie Carragher forever a blue. Marvellous stuff. I love it. Love it. Scousophobia is the irrational fear of Liverpool and the people that live there. It's not a particularly weird one. Loads of people hate us. Hope his brick isn't next to yours. I haven't even got one. That's how poor of a wool I am. A cup of tea for Casper. He looked now older than when he was turning down the left with grace and aplomb and a style and coolness, because he runs at least twice every single day. If you go to Victoria Road in Formby and just keep an eye out, you will see him running at least twice a day. That's on top of whatever he does at Everton with the training. He is an exceptionally fit young man, because he is young. He is to me anyway. Handsome bastard he is. How am I feeling? Ali Alio, I'm now starting to feel warm, thankfully. I wasn't earlier, I was bastard freezing. How much is it to dedicate a brick? Was it 50 quid or something? Oh, was it 99? There you go. Mulled wine. Oh, I say, getting into the Christmas spirit. Etienne Stibonsky. Yours at 99 quid. Old Club Crest. Yours and Mrs. Tom's name and the legend Forever Everton. Very nice. I might get mine done. Old Club Crest, my name and fuck off Dyche written on it. Very festive, isn't it? 'Tis the season. Well said. Fear of being in Liverpool is not irrational. Spoken like a true man. Get one for Jess. No, I don't like her. Plus, she's not a proper blue. She's never seen us get beat. Every game she's been to, we've either won or managed to scrape a draw. But no, she's not a football fan. However, a couple of days ago, it was the anniversary of our trip to see Noel Gallagher at the Echo Arena, or whatever it's called this week. So I said we'll try and find something to go to this year as well, and I'll pay for that, of course. We'll go and see another gig, and this time it might not be what she picks. It might be something I want to pick to try and get her into, so never know. Could be good though. You just had an old Jamaica ginger beer. Now you fancy a root beer. Old Jamaica ginger beer is mighty fine, isn't it? Mighty fine. Root beer, on the other hand, that's a very strange flavour, root beer. I did like it though, but it's a very strange flavour. Can you stick Louise's in the microwave for a bit? You fancy a mulled wine too? Do we need to get an official mulled wine? What do they have? Is it a container? Is it, I don't know, what would you call it? A mulled wine station. Do we need a mulled wine station? Was that an Echo? It was an Echo, lad, in the Echo. Did you have lashings of it? Lashings and lashings of ginger beer. You should have done. Louise being the copycat. After being in a bath for 9 hours, I think pretty much a mulled wine would do you well. It is a top venue, the Echo. It's fantastic. It's not as good now. They call it the M&S Bank Arena. It's still the Echo. People still call it the Echo. And it's nice because it was nice. It's nice driving past it with the heating on. When me and Jess went to watch Noel Gallagher last year, half of it was closed getting in because of the winds being so high, and it was freezing cold and raining. We had to all go into the city side rather than the river side, so it took ages. But it was a great venue, superb seats where we were. I enjoyed that, and also watching her singing all the words to every song, every Oasis song, every Noel Gallagher song. It's not as though she was just there going, if he does Wonderwall, we'll watch that and go home, Dad. No. She was there for the full it. The Punch Bowl. It's a good pub, that, near Liverpool, the Punch Bowl. Never an original thought. Punch bucket. I think we're more like a punch bucket, aren't we? Which would be, is that a spit bucket from the boxing? You've only been to Thekor once. It was for George Ezra. You wanted to see the support Sigrid, so you got off after she'd finished. Good. I'm not a man who's easy to violence, but I would slap George Ezra purple. Why is every song identical? He's up there with the Stereophonics, I'm convinced. Still convinced they've only ever written and recorded one album, and every year they release it with a different cover and no one's noticed. He's the same. A mulled wine cauldron. Oh, I like a cauldron, we'll do that. Not lashings, just an elegant sufficiency. Any more would have been a superfluous indulgence. Not quite the famous 5. An elegant sufficiency of ginger beer. I like it. The hot tub isn't being used at the minute. Yeah, great idea. Mayoed mull wine. With a head on it. No one needs that, man. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs it. Oh, man. With an oil slick. Used to play Ezra at Carrow Road because he mentioned yellow and green. That's fair enough. In the same way that we played that stupid Eiffel 65, was it? I'm blue, dabba dee, dabba die. Which was shite as well, but it's got blue in the title, so we used it. They haven't played that for a while, though. This is Alfie Hewitt on the jukebox there. There you go. Yes. I said it just as you were typing it, as usual. Just taking an English exam, Tomasz. You are using words you've not heard since school, but you like it, Louis. Do you know what? I like it as well. There's no need to dumb down for people. We can rise everything up as a society just by using multi-syllabic wordage. I like it too. Time flies by, watching the yellow and green. Don't you know Delia's our queen? She is. Let's be having your Jeffricus. Language. Timothy. That did blow my mind last week, that man. Did I watch that piss take by Wroxham FC about Wrexham? Shit, I forgot to watch that. I added that to my play queue and then something happened. This happens quite regularly on my phone. I'll be streaming from my phone to the telly, and if it goes off, everything in your play queue disappears. So I try and save everything into the watch later, but I haven't done that. You sent it me on WhatsApp, didn't you? I'll go back and watch that. I like that though. I mean, you're that close. That close, why not? I attempted an English degree before I found myself nursing. But it's paid off. It has paid off. I think he's using Chat GPT, Louise, yes. Chat GPT, that to me, I think it's Goodison Park Tantrum, isn't it? That could be it. Are you a secret budgie? So you could well be, couldn't you? Could well be. I could be as well, considering the family name, the family crest, the colours, where we originated from. I do keep an eye out for the results, obviously. And what's Jeff going to say this week? Aye. Ali, you've got to get more wrapping paper, have you? This wrapping lark is mental. I'm thankful that I have only got one working hand, so now all I say is, can't wrap it, here you go, have it. You write as if it's AI, but you're an inarticulate feck in reality. Not having it at all. Not having it at all. There is an erudition to your rendition. There is a wordiness to your worthiness. A prose to your repose. You speak sound, lad. You're on book 32 before Ali asks, getting in there, providing the information that we obviously need. A healthy respect for a good club, apart from Mike Walker and Effin Okoku, of course. Perfectly named, because that Effin Okoku scored again. Christopher Sutton. I don't think anybody, apart from the fans of the teams that he's played for, actually like him. One miserable bastard. Yeah, that's exactly what an AI bot would say. You're onto him there, I think you're onto him. Caught red-handed. Not just red-handed, but with about 17 fingers on each hand. That's what AI does, isn't it? Oh, it's getting better. You've had to listen to this one though. Luckily the missing books are on YouTube. If you had to listen to all of them, it'd be a bore like, but if you can just read 99.9% of them and listen to the other little bits, you're alright, aren't you? Not bad, not bad. Yes, thank you for your feedback. I should use your comments to improve my output next time, bleep bloop. It is getting better. I was watching a YouTube video the other day. It just popped up on my screen, or in my feed rather. There's something called a LUT, which is a lookup table, and it's a bit of information that you can drop onto your camera footage and makes it look different. It does the colour grading for you, and people make LUTs. So I've got one that looks like the 70s, which I really like, which I use occasionally. This fella just went on ChatGPT and said, make me a LUT that looks like the film Amelie. And it went away, come back and went, here you go, here's the LUT. And all he done was he downloaded it, put it onto his timeline for his camera, and then it looked just like Amelie. It's amazing. Weird and amazing. That means it's been ripping off some colour gradists, but balls to them. Yeah, how's everyone in Norfolk? Nigel Plain is not bad at reading them. Hi Bess. Work's been hard over on the Oblong of Dreams. Tough time of the year, you were a bit cabaged. How's work for you? Ali Ali-o. You're welcome, Alexa. You are welcome. Seriously. How long do you reckon before you can't trust everything or anything you see on YouTube or the telly? We're halfway there, Louise. Apart from me, obviously. I am the truth teller. Obviously. Helen has been baking all afternoon and she's just finished the cake and sent me some photos. Have they come through now, have they? Oh, they have. Oh, man. Right, if anyone's hungry at all, look away now. I would eat that to myself. Followed by look at that. I'm fully fed and I'm still drooling at that. Sorry, back in a sec, Steve, just texting your missus. Yeah, sometimes AI is scarily good, it really is, it's ridiculous. Workers' grand tomorrow, then off for 3 days, back to 27th, oh, very nice. You doubt the existence of anyone in the chat, even yourself. Well, until you appear on screen, we can all doubt you. Count the fingers and the teeth. It is getting better though. AI used to be awful. It is now 99% spot on most of the time. Mandy, you are real. I can attest to that. And you make a decent cup of tea. Bravo, Helen, bravo. It is some seriously good looking cake. Quite the creations to be made whilst wearing an oversized hoodie. A massive hoodie. Eat that one cake. Victoria sponge and chocolate brownies for the butchers tomorrow. It looks amazing, really does. You need to make Helen a nice cup of tea and spoil her after that baking. Yes, 99% spot on with 1% Willy though, which is in the Christmas tune. Isn't that the spirit of Christmas though? Save you a brownie. Looks looks amazing. I could eat that, even now. I'm not even hungry, I could still eat that. That's when you know it's decent. When someone's just ate and you try and offer them, it's like a wafer thin mint. I couldn't eat another thing and they see a cake go past and go, oh, gives a bit of that, then you know it's good. A lot of what AI produces still lives in the uncanny valley. It does some good stuff though. I mean, I've used a hell of a lot of it over the last couple of years. I tend to try and not use it for thumbnails if at all possible. I mean, I did one about the Sisyphean tasks, which I can't really do on my own. I can't lift a boulder because I've got two hands anyway. So I used it for that, but apart from that, I try and just use, I don't know, arty shots or something that sort of, I was going to have a go with it. I was going to do a little video in which I mentioned this as well. I hate YouTube thumbnails, clickbait thumbnails. Have a look at some of the best albums ever made. It's not clickbait. The White Album by the Beatles is just a white cover on it. Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. These are not clickbaity. These are just works of art. And I think thumbnails on YouTube should be an extension of the artist behind them. I know that sounds really wanky, doesn't it? Very pretentious. I'm an artist. I'm not an artist. I make stupid little videos on YouTube, but I can package them in such a way that it becomes an extension of what I see, what I am. If I am in any kind of way an artist, a photographer, a filmmaker, bollocks, he's not. But if I can just do something that sort of, I don't know, represents me, not just what I'm talking about, I'd rather do that. Rather than me slapping the side of my face, open mouth going, with big yellow writing above me. Balls to me. Be arsed with that. Yeah, so for me, thumbnails are like our version of an album cover. Which is why 8 Mile Radius have lots of Roger Dean-esque 70s artwork, because it suits. You have brownies, ginger cake, and pineapple cake. So Jamaican ginger cake, is it? I was watching that episode of Open All Hours, where he's trying to sell the ginger cake. Brilliant. See me using storage baskets? I am. I have to put stuff in there because I need to move things around. And I bought another basket for my daughter to put all her stuff in, because it's easier, and I'll put a ribbon on it or something, or hazard police tape or something stupid just to annoy her. Might do that. One ginger cake, please, Helen. One ginger cake. Brownies for Ali. Everyone's supposed to be asking Ali for drinks, and instead everyone just suddenly started asking Helen, the master baker, for foodage. You're addicted to the IG Imagine button. It is, once you start getting into AI, it can be scarily addictive. And even more so, the better you get at it. The better you get at writing prompts, the more amazing the stuff you can create. It is absolutely insane. Yeah, what'd you call me? Always buttercream. Has to be. No messing around. Get in, get it sorted. Get the job done. Leave no bodies. Piggly ding. Next. You need a slice of all of those, as long as it's buttercream, not fresh cream. All of them. See what I mean? You would, wouldn't you? Everything that's on display earlier, you would have a proper wire into a nice cup of tea and a load of those beautiful looking comestibles. Looks like they're off to sea. That basket needs a sail. It does. It's not a beautiful pea green boat, but it would work. Hang on. The slitter needs to go in as well. And I've just knocked off your ma. What? No, hang on. What have I done there? I've just done something there. That's not good. That's not good. No, it's good. It's all right now. Are you allowed custard on your cake? You are allowed whatever you'd like. There you go. And it is sweet. Who's next anyway? Who wants to do shift? Hands up. Wave them in the air like you just don't care. Could you have a Galliano hot shot and some Baileys? Must be the closest alcohol gets to a cake, it must be. You are allowed. You are allowed. Exactly. If you want custard, go for it. I agree with that. Life's too short to not have custard. I like custard. Cold custard. In the Netherlands, cold custard is called vla, V-L-A, vla. And it comes in pint bottles, glass pint bottles, in the same way that your milk used to. And people used to drink it, bizarrely. But it tasted lovely. All my yesterdays. Right, well, what we're going to do now, we have had some footage come through. We moaned about it earlier on in the week, or was it last week? I can't remember. About not getting lights, not getting to see lights. And so, thankfully, the wonderful Steve and Helen have managed to go and get some for us. They've done a bit of a drive and recorded it for us, so thank you to them. Here is that video, or those videos, together. Are we ready? Are we ready? Yes, we are.
Right. As per request, we're going to give you a quick tour of our local towns. This is Sheringham, the town where Helen works at the surgery, and we're now turning to come down past the marketplace and the vintage train station, which we go over the tracks here, and then we come down into Sheringham town. This road will take us all the way down to the sea, which we go down and have to come back up. There's always a very keen local rivalry between Sheringham and Cromer in everything. Sport, fishing, you name it. We all take the mickey out of each other. Right, that's all going to get a little tighter now as we get closer to the front. A lot of shops are shut now this time of year because you get down this end, it's all tap shops.
I think the word you're looking for is touristy shops.
A couple of pubs, we got the Robin Hood, 2 lifeboats. And actually, right in front of us is the sea, which you can't see because it's so dark.
The sea is to our left.
This is the Crown Pub. All murals on the buildings. That there is the Sheringham Museum.
The Mo, as it's called. And Sheringham people are called Shannocks.
Shannocks. Dirty old Shannocks.
And Cromer people are called Crabs.
Because we itch a lot. Right, so we now go back up. The one-way system is now 2-way at the bottom here, which turns back into 1-way. Only coming down the way we came a minute ago. The thing that's flashing in front is the famous cocktail really locally, where they have they'll have a band there the weekend playing the Salvation Army band, and unfortunately that's a little theatre, and I'm afraid that's as far as the lights go, but we will just take you up there, and I don't think that's going to be about, but this time of year the train,
Steam train, North Norfolk Steam Railway.
it's called the Poppy Line Heritage Steam Line. They do a Christmas special, all lights on the trains. If Helen can show you that sort of way a bit more, but in here, that's actually probably on its way. Yeah, she in there. But this is the old railway station, which, like I say, when the steam train come in, it's all covered in Christmas lights, and they feed everybody hot chocolate, just like the Polar Express. Right. So that was Sheringham.
Is that? Here we are in Cromer.
This is our hometown. You got the hotels on the right, Cliftonville, very old hotel. And there was all really big old hotels down here before the war. All now flats and holiday lets. And if Helen show you, or you go slow enough, you might be able to see the pier where there's a lifeboat shed and a theatre. And number one fish and chip shop at the top, which is owned by a Michelin star chef, Greg's.
Hey!
Morrison's. Chinese! Bus station, and then we turn into a one-way through the middle of Cromer town. There ain't much to it really. We're only a tiny seaside town, but I think that's what makes it nice really. Some nice lights, not too bad really. I thought it looked a little worse than I did the other night. There's the trees, and then the museum.
So one is traditional.
Yeah.
That one is traditional. Oh no! The other one is an alternative,
Outside Cromer Museum.
and that's that red on the left. And it's not on, and it's really pretty.
So that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, not much to it. But as per request, we give what our audience wants.
And we are the Norfolk correspondents.
Well, you are.
I am,
I'm just a gorilla.
in disguise.
Thanks, guys.
There you go, fantastic. How nice was that? It's a lovely looking place, or lovely looking places. And we prefer the Cromer crabs to the Sheringham shitbags, whatever you call them. Don't we? That's fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Steve and Helen. And also, we got to hear Steve and Helen's voice, and also see Ruby's nose, which I think is nice to have all three. So fantastic, well done. Mucho apreciado, as they say in Japan. Anyone else want to show us where you're from, any videos like that, send them in. It's nice. I mean, it's good always seeing someone's name pop up in the chat, but getting a little bit of a background of where they come from and things like that, I think it's lovely. And we haven't had the Dancing Gorilla in absolutely ages, have we? Come on, it's been too long, man. Those looks lovely. And I need to go next again then. Pink custard, I remember. Was it supposed to be strawberry or raspberry or something? And it was, yeah, wasn't very often. But we had that as well. And I never went to private school either. But it was nice. That's lovely, that. Thank you so much. There is more stuff, but there was another video, wasn't there? Which I will have to show at a later date, on Wednesday probably. Well, on Wednesday, definitely. Because by the time I got home, got fed, and then almost fell asleep on the sofa, it was time to sprint in here as quick as possible. Get myself sorted. I should have done all this before I left today. I could have got it done, but I didn't because I'm a fucking idiot. We are sailing, we are. You got pink custard at school. Was that because of nosebleeds and fighting? Pink custard on Swiss roll. I like that. You can't handle the truth, Jeff. He went for a different film and no one went there. But, you know, does sound absolutely filthy. It sounds lovely, that though, doesn't it? Pink custard on Swiss roll. I'd go for that right now. Instead, I've got some Boast bars. Boast bars. We love Boast bars. Jackie, how are you? How are you? How are you feeling? How are you in yourself? When's the next Fat Club? And is it one of those ones where nobody gives a shit? It's Christmas, get it over and done with, and you start afresh in January. You got it with cake. Cake with jam and coconut on top. Nice. You never want to handle the truth. You're lying. Are you back to work tomorrow, Jackie? You will be, which means you're going to fall asleep about 9:10, aren't you? Natuurlijk. Oh, sad face you are. Morning, Jackie. Got to be done though. Got to pay the bills somehow, haven't you? No, not like that. Just cash. Felt really good all week. That's good to hear. After not feeling 100%, good to hear. Get you back to your old annoying self. You remember the jam and coconut cake? That's what I do as well. This is the kind of stuff that was just... It was worldwide in the UK, wasn't it? All over the place. Everyone had the same thing. Things like cheese pie. Which was disgusting, I remember, but everyone would have had it nowadays. You are here to put smiles on faces, and you are doing it well. Steve, you're doing it well. 2 weeks of not feeling good in yourself. You're not feeling good in yourself, and now you are. Manchester tart as well, yes. Manchester tart is proper. It is not the same as is it Bakewell, sorry. They're not the same, are they? They are supposed to be, well, they are different. Similar but different. You do it well, yeah, Jinx. How did Everton do? We drew 0-0 today, Joey. How you doing, bud? Drew 0-0. It was sunny. It was dark. It was cold. There was hailstones. It was miserable. It was 7 degrees, but it felt like minus 58. It was horrific, but a very well earned point against a good Chelsea team. And the referee, I hope he shits a hedgehog tonight. It's disgusting, lad. He was horrible. You've had a few Manchester tarts. Were they filling? You've got a Christmas biscuit, Casper, that many people bake every year, and the Greenlandic word for it is the cake that looks like a lady's private parts. Would sell well, I would have thought. Very cold today, the wind and rain were rotten. Did you get hailstones? I think I might have caught it on camera. Somewhere. How's your game going? How are you getting on? Yeah, it'll be shit there, Jog. Genuinely. That's the kind of pain he needs, and his linesman. Sir, that nasty man said a rude word to me, sir. Blurt. Fanny cake. See, it'd work, wouldn't it? Think you've eaten that? Did it repeat on you? You heard the hail. That's how bad it was. You heard it. It was pretty bloody heavy, to be honest with you. And it was bizarre. I wish I'd have had a better camera with me, because the changes were insane. It was the sun come out and it was quite bright. Then within the space of a minute, it went so dark that the floodlights looked as though we were playing at midnight. Then it went sunny again. Then all of a sudden, that hailstones come from nowhere. It's just insane. But that's what you get when you live in the UK. Mikado biscuits. Oh, I love a Mikado. We had them in the Netherlands. That was my treat whenever I went to Macro. Oh, Macro was a Miro. I can't remember. You wish. Head bubble. Doing okay? You just got back from the bar. Your brownies lost again. Ah, well, better luck next time, mate. 2 pieces of dough. It's twisted and fried in palm oil. We did, of course, back in the 70s, have a very famous TV chef, Fanny Craddock. And she was making donuts in one episode. And her husband, Johnny, said, hope all your donuts turn out like Fanny's. And I don't think he meant it. And then straight away, everyone was, Fanny's. It became famous. Same as the cricket. It was a Peter Willey, and Michael Holding was the bowler. So the bowler's holding the batsman's willy, which was a fantastic one. I love that. Didn't like you sprinkling coconut on them. Everyone's got their own kink, haven't they? Helen's got the brownies. You can take stuff for that nowadays, you know. Don't suffer in silence. Can't be the only one who thought of Fanny. No, but it was obvious, wasn't it? When your biscuits come out looking like the horse's collar. We were all there. We were there ahead of you. Used to be fried in pig lard. I am surprised anyone lived. Mind you, they didn't, did they? Lived beyond the age of about 25 back then. Some still do so. Can't be healthy for you. I bet you if anyone's tried it, James Martin will have tried it, won't he? Doesn't matter what he's making, there's a block of butter in there. I'm making crisps, a block of butter. I'm making cakes, a block of butter. I'm making soup, consommé, a block of butter. He's fucking foul. His stuff looks disgusting to me. That was when Test Match Special was really funny, it was, genuinely. Blowers and Johners and all them lot. Brilliant. I like cricket commentary. There's something about cricket commentary. It's similar to golf. I don't like golf, but Peter Alice doing the golf commentary, where as he's talking about, obviously, the golfists, he's now got to walk 14 miles to his ball. There's lots of things going on. Oh, there's a heron over there. There's this. That's part of the vibe of it, I thought. I also love Scottish football commentary, which is the best in the world. I was watching Ross County against Rangers last week. Whoever the co-commentator was, he was brilliant. He knew his stuff inside out, but he was talking about what was happening in the crowd as well. It was great. Ross County were getting battered, and there's some little kid, Ross County fan in the crowd, looking cold and miserable. He's going on about him. I know what you mean, wee man. He wants to be home having his tea. Of course he does. He doesn't want to watch this shit. He wants to go home. Of course, yeah. I was amazed that your great-grandmother lived from 1905 to 2005 during a period when a couple of minor scuffs happened too. That's incredible, getting through all that. Fair play to her. That's good genes, that man. A pint of mulled wine. Why is it always mulled wine? Shout out to the 6,000 people on Twitch. There's not 6,000 people on Twitch. Mandy's there on her own at the moment. Careful now. Down with this sort of thing. Yes, be careful. Does mulled wine come in pints? Is it alcoholic, or is it just sort of tinged with alcohol? Does some of the alcohol burn off when you heat it up? I don't know. I ever watched the time Agger's wound up boycott about his 100th century not being allowed? No, I haven't, and that is strange you mentioned that, Steve. That was suggested earlier on before this stream. It was in my suggested next. I will have to watch that. I love all that stuff. Mind you, I like a lot of cricket stuff anyway. Lots of the, like when it's raining, obviously in the UK, when it's raining during test matches, they have chats with fantastic players, legends of the game, or a batsman will go and do a talk, a masterclass, or a bowler will do a masterclass and give you the idea of what they do, what's going through the mind. And you don't have to be into sport or cricket in general to appreciate how much planning goes into these elite sportsmen, how they get to the top of their particular chosen sport is amazing. It's not just someone coming in, bowling, throwing it as hard as he can. There's so much thought goes into it. I love stuff like that, I really do. Kirsty, how you doing? You okay? You are Stevicus artisticus. Mulled wine is basically like wine, so full of lovely alcohol. It takes a lot of effort to get rid of any alcohol by heating it. You would have to literally boil it, wouldn't you, to get rid of the alcohol then, I suppose. Just not heating it wouldn't be the same. Yes, Ali. Steve said, I'll have a baby sham. You having a smoke? Are you having a pancake? No, I'm Spartacus. No. I was going to do that. If you ever start channel memberships, you get the chance to have little, not emojis, but little things that go in the chat. I was going to do a Spartacus one for in the chat. So everyone can just give it the loads of in-jokes as soon as anyone else comes in from a different stream. I wonder what's happening here. Why is everyone saying the fucking Spartacus? Because they are. Baby sham with a cherry brandy. Okay, now that's proper old school. That baby sham and cherry bee. That used to be an old girl classic back in the day, as I'm sure you will have served many of them in the pub. Yeah, man. Brandy and port for the owl fella. Baby sham and cherry bee for his missus. She always wore too much makeup. Pure white face. Pink eyebrows. Proper. I miss those days. Well, I've been watching loads of old sitcoms. I went on a bit of a rant about that the other week. Why is it all these 70s and 80s sitcoms, they always tend towards farce, and farce, if not done right, is awful. Fawlty Towers was the sublime example of farce done well. Everything else just comes across as a Whitehall farce, and it's bleeding awful. You can't out Brian Ricks, so don't try. Why are they all middle class middle managers, always drinking sherry. Did everyone in the 70s and 80s drink sherry? Did they, piss flaps? No, they never. I'm from the 70s, I remember it. Nobody was drinking sherry. But then they're always in the greenhouse drinking sherry with next door. Bollocks. Descending into farce. Speaking of which, I've been watching No Place Like Home, which is just this side of all right. It could go the other way and be awful, but it's just about savable. I quite like it. And William Gaunt is fantastic. It's also where Thingio started off in. Oh, fucking hell. What's wrong with me? Martin Clunes, it's his first show as well, when he was about 19. And he was just the same then as he is in Men Behaving Badly, just the same character. The same laconic delivery of his lines. Perfect. He was great in that. You've got a tub of roses. Send some our way. Email me some. Tom, have you got any Christmas days off, or are you working all the way through? There's no chocolate in this house. We had to break into the bobble-hatted chocolate orange. Oh, Steve, have you tried natural yoghurt on your Cockburns? Oh, Coburns, sorry. Yeah. Harvey's Bristol Cream. Yeah, we had both of them in the pub. Coburns and Harvey's Bristol Cream. Genuinely nobody drank sherry, but everyone in sitcom land did. What can I get you? I'd like a sherry, please. No, you don't. What you actually want is either a very, very large gin and tonic or a cup of tea. Nothing else would do back then. No one even drank wine back then. It was never wine. You finished on Thursday and you're back in on the 2nd for a day, then back in as usual on the 6th. I am off Christmas Day and Boxing Day. And that's about it, really. You'll be doing some work tomorrow. Don't be doing work tomorrow. Huggage for Kirsty. Did some yesterday. Don't be working when you're off, man. Yes, there's a cream for that. Definitely a cream. Natural yoghurt. Enjoy your time. Time off should be time off. I know work's got to be done, but you have to decompress sometimes. Otherwise, stuff like this happens. Poppy brain. No one wants poppy brain because it turns you into this. No one wants this. You are horrified at that. I can hear the disdain. There's an audible tut from Northern Ireland as we speak. No chocolate in the house. Can I get you a supply for Christmas? All the timers are included free of charge, by the way. Always had to dust off the schooner glasses at Christmas for the annual wives' outings to the pub. Exactly. I used to really annoy people in the pub. If they pissed me off, what can I get you? I'll have a pint of Stella. Have you got any clean glasses? Yeah, no worries. Come back and I'd do them all in schooners. What the fuck's that? It's a pint in clean glasses. That's what you asked for, wasn't it? I meant, no, that's what you asked for. Are these not clean glasses? Well, yeah. Well, there you go. Shut up and drink it, and don't have a go at me again. Otherwise, I'll find something else to put them in. I fucking hate you. No, you don't. I know, but I've got to tell you that I hate you anyway. Jackie's off CDBD, and Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and New Year's Day. I am as well, because we don't open. Well, we do. Obviously, stuff comes in and out of the country 24/7, 365, 366. Christmas Day morning, Christmas Day evening, it comes in all the time. Vickers drink sherry. Vickers always turn up at these places as well. Or the boss, and someone's running around the house with the trousers around their ankles. If you watch the young ones with, was it Oh Gosh? The piss take comedy that was in there. It's perfect. Oh gosh. There's a bit of running around to do. You're already lightened by not being in. Well, you got to start. Decompression was shouting at the linesman today. We should be able to get this on the NHS. Sorry, Jackie. Got Nutella in. Nutella in if that helps. I'll settle for that. good for the soul, bad for the whole. Look after yourself. Supplies of anything always welcome. Send it on a Belfast Stenner to Birkenhead. Just make sure there's no Jag Armani in there, but that always comes in through Stranraer, doesn't it? How many days off does one get in the UK a year? It depends on who you work for. I get 30 days annual leave, a Christmas privilege day, the King's birthday privilege day, and all the bank holidays, so it works out at about 40 days, I think, in total. Plus, I'm on flexi, so if I want days off, I can work longer on other days, build it up, and then take it off. Which is what you recall in the trade a right Brucey bonus. Aim high, always aim high. Jackademus. You aim for 365. I hate 365. It reminds me of The Office. An Aer Lingus flight without passengers landed and something happened and it closed the airport. Not enough. I'm not lucky. I've been working for, well, it was 20 odd days to begin with, and then after 10 years it went up to 30. But I've worked for 20 years in the same place, so I deserve time off. And with the flexi, it's not like you're having time off. If you have to do 37 hours in a week and you do 37 of them Monday to Thursday and take Friday off, you're still doing your hours. This is split across 4 weeks, so you can you can slowly make it up during the weeks and just take a day off here and there. So they are sound with stuff like that. There's an issue with the wheels. Thank goodness, no hurt. 4 crew on board. With you all alright? Aer Lingus, it's Connie's sister. Absolutely. I like that. Are you the only person who doesn't know what Jackie does for work? Nobody knows what she does for work. She pretends to work here, there and everywhere, but all we know, there are balaclavas involved. No toil in your job. Well, work harder then.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Cleaning supervisor. Get that fucking mop out now. That's all it is, isn't it? You're a duster wrangler. That's what it is. I am assuming then it's cleaning in a place that needs to actually be clean though. You can't just go around with the feather flick. That'll do. Close enough for jazz. There's an OnlyFans that caters to Indonesian businessmen. Mucho dinero there. Skiver. Nah. You don't skive. You're a worker, not a lecher or a shaker. You work in a print factory. I would assume then everything would have to be hunky-dory if you're printing things. Otherwise, spoiled printing. Machines get knackered. Prints get ruined. So it's all got to be above board and beyond and whatever. Have you mentioned Mrs. Tom as a friend doing OnlyFans? Right. Thomas, when you say she has a friend, are you trying to open up to us? Are you doing that speciality niche mangled toes on OnlyFans? Newspapers, yeah, stuff like that. You can't have dirtiness in a place like that. If you're printing things, they have to be spot on. Do you watch other people cleaning then? Is that what it is? Is that what it means to supervise? Just stand and watch them? You mean she has a friend? What exactly do OnlyFans show? They can show whatever they feel like and charge whatever they want. because that's what it is. They have their menus, I would have thought. If you watch anything on TikTok, it was pretty bad on YouTube for a while, but I think it's calmed down a little bit by the look of it. But TikTok was just woman after woman after woman advertising their OnlyFans. And fair play, if like during lockdown, if you needed to pay the bills and that's the only way you could do it, or you found that's a very, very good way of you making a shitload of money, do it. It's entirely up to yourselves. No, I'm not one to judge, but there's a lot of it about actually full nudity. If you have an OnlyFans, you can choose what you want to do. There are people that do feet OnlyFans. I watched a thing on this which was fascinating on some of the stuff that people show or that people charge for. It is insane. There's an entire subgenre out there of people who just love feet. And then there's that woman I talked about the other day, the middle-aged dominatrix who charges men to come round to her house and clean the place. She doesn't have to do anything. Doesn't have to get a kit off, nothing. Just, dress up in, basque or something or whatever. Wander around the house with a riding crop occasionally, just going tutting at them, and then, oh yes, mistress, here's your money, here's your money, here's your money. If I could do that, I would. I mean, I wouldn't, obviously, but if I could, I wouldn't. Sounds like a good gig. A friend is a single lady doing a house renovation and posting straightforward content about the works. It attracted some attention and she was getting some requests, so she started charging. Location, location, location. You're lucky with your job, you are, aren't you? And now she's got an accountant and a team in the Philippines so she can reply to messages 24/7. Make it rain, man, make it rain. Saw in the news about a girl that did 100 men in one sitting and now she wants to do 1,000. Yeah, Louis Armstrong, it's a wonderful... I've seen the girl who was talking about that. Someone charges men to clean her house. Yes, this was sent to me by a friend of mine who could not believe the actual temerity. She's like a middle-aged woman who was thinking of ways to make money and stumbled into getting middle-aged men, desperate middle-aged men, to come to her house. She humiliates them by charging them to clean her house. I'll find a link for it and show you. It is genius. Genius. I watched the thing. Yes, Mandy, I did. It was on YouTube. You don't get anything like that on YouTube if it's filthy. But you can talk about stuff that's happening. It was... I know Moist Critical. Oh, that's a terrible name for when we're talking about this. Penguin Zero, Charlie. He's talked about it a few times. There's some amazing subgenres out there that people are willing to pay for. So it wasn't filthy, it was just an insight. Do you know what it reminded me of? Some of these videos that I watch about the other side of life is Eurotrash. Remember that Antoine Lecone and Jean-Paul Gaultier, when you were looking at weird shit that happened around Europe? It was like that. Like a cleaning supervisor. Yes, just like a cleaning supervisor. I think she even called herself a cleaning supervisor. It was a license to print money. I think she said she was a cleaning supervisor in a print factory. The lady in America who farts in jars and sells them for 200 quid. Yeah, that was another one that I think was... that might have been another Penguin Zero video where he's just shaking his head going, I cannot believe there's people who would buy this shit. There's a documentary on YouTube about it. Archie Manners is the documentary maker. It's really sad. Yeah, I'd love to see it, get a few ideas. There is all kinds of stuff you can do. Women selling pictures of the feet all over the internet. That was huge for a while. That, I don't know if there might still be going on, but you don't really see it on the internet anymore. But there's just so much stuff. The thing is, if there's people out there, if there's wankers out there, literally wankers out there, who are willing to pay for this. I mean, with the feet pics, you're not getting naked. Just sending pictures of your feet. why would you not do it? Apart from this feeling maybe of, I don't like being associated with these losers. PP and poop. Yep, that as well. Started off quite plausible. By the end was quite upset she didn't have a good team around her. You need to have a good team of people around you. Yeah, Better Call Saul, he tells the police his client films himself sitting bare-bottomed on cakes while crying to get him off the charges. There will be a niche out there. There will be people who want to watch that. Yeah, you know what happens to tights. Jackie behind the bar. Tights get taken out. That's what happens. It is horrific. Yeah, someone pays to clean your house. It's insane. And if you ever watched Personal Services, Julie Walters, Madam Sin, Cynthia Payne, it's a similar kind of thing to that. When she had all kinds of MPs and people turning up and she was like dressing them up as babies and whipping them and things. Just, there's something out there for everyone, isn't there? And if you make money off it without feeling like you're, I don't know, hoeing yourself out, do it. Or if you're happy doing that, just do it. Doesn't matter. Earning more money than we are for doing less work. Smart, you see. I'm only gutted because I can't sell anything. You try to sell your feet, pictures online. Peter Jackson just offered you a part in the next Hobbit film. That was nothing to do with your feet. That's to do with your height, Thomas. We know this. Yeah, do you want any kind of connection with those kind of people? I wouldn't think so. But if you can do it in such a way, as Tom Ash was talking about, have a third party deal with incoming emails and what have you. Messages, so you don't have to. Just provide some content. I don't know. Seems to be quite a growth industry. I just think as long as you're happy doing it, then it's fine. If you're not, and you are worried, that's when you need to be careful. Funny thing about the scene is he has 100 hilarious slang terms for it, man. There's just, yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Your scabby heels will make a fortune. You remember that? Good film. But the actual story about Madam Sin, Cynthia Payne, no one knew there was stuff like that going on back then. Then all of a sudden we did, and then it all came out in the wash. Well, it had to really, didn't it? As long as it's consenting adults. Exactly. And as long as you're safe, the person who's doing it, that's the whole thing as well. Heels of heel. See, one of the things is, again, there's a woman who does lots of walking around here, there and everywhere, and she was talking about doing live streaming, and she wouldn't say where she was live streaming from because she didn't want lunatics stalking her. Apparently she has had people, when she's been doing filming, follow around. And there's another one, a young girl, well, you say young girl, she's in her 30s now, I think, Eleanor Grace Diaries, who's a single girl, I think. Well, she goes out single in a car and drives around places, and really good content, well worth watching. She done a video that popped up the other day, which was she went to France and someone stalked her all the way through France. So the girl's just trying to make not dodgy videos, just YouTube videos about travelling. She doesn't need people following her. This woman doesn't need people finding out where she's streaming from to suddenly turn up outside the caravan, knocking on the door. Oh, love you, and all that shite. But they can make more money than lads can because lads are the pervs, so you can drag them in easy. Just do a clickbaity thumbnail, get people in. Whereas I can go down to Southport Beach and live stream, and I don't give a shit if anyone turns up. What are they going to do? Unless it's an absolute psychopath, at which point they could turn up anyway, couldn't he? Oh, that big fella. I don't know. I don't think I'd like a punch off him. Yeah, well, fuck off then. Stop following people around. Yeah, remember next time, use panty liner until broken in properly. What transacts between consenting adults is fine. Oh, you do feel for Mrs. Tom's friend now. What you hear, seemingly the request to get more extreme. There's got to be a cut-off point with that then. Make as much as you can for doing the level that you can. And at that point, ta-da. Or block. You only need one crazy fan, and next thing you know, you're under a patio. Says Steve, who builds patios for a living. What are you trying to tell me here, mate? Oh, man, you do, but, you know. You can't just completely and utterly switch off from life, can you? Especially for YouTube creators. Most of us do our stuff either hanging around in coffee shops or wandering around the hills and dales of Lancashire. Know what I mean? Stuff like that. Yeah, not good for the soul. Jeremy Thorpe, ooh. And he was seen as being a bad one back then. But then you have a look at what people have done since and haven't had to resign. It's fucking mad, isn't it? Needs to draw a line and say no. Am I not worried about mad stalkers, strange, smaller statue men getting into my car outside Goodison? I welcome it. I welcome it. Yes, the Dwayne Eddies. If the money's coming in and it's coming in hand over fist, literally, it can. I suppose it could put you off kilter slightly, couldn't it? Well, it's all right. The money's good. Yeah, but there's got to be a tipping point. What's good, and what's too much. Where is your line in the sand? Couldn't agree more, yeah. Thought it was only in Gloucester in 1970. Say what you like about Fred West, but fucking hell, he was a grafter. 3 o'clock in the morning, he'd be out there digging that garden. Cup of tea. Jaffa cakes. You can have Jaffa cakes. Of course you can. Of course you can, Malcolm. You can have a box of Jaffa cakes. Or if you want to take them with you, snack pack. We'll even do you a bucket of tea. There you go. Yeah, you can understand how that would affect the decision. This is where occasionally you do need to take a step back, and hopefully if you've got good people around you, someone that'll take you for a glass of wine. Why is it always wine? And just speak to you. Are you okay? How are you sleeping at night? Are you worrying about people following you? The money's good coming in. How are you feeling in yourself? Are you happy doing it? Are you feeling any regrets from doing it? Do you feel dirty at the end of the day from doing it? Get someone to talk you through it. And if at some point you go, do you know what? No, I don't like it. Well, stop. Use whatever cash you've already got in, and then either carry on with your normal job or go and get a different one, or just start doing something that's a little bit less taxing that you're happy with. Find a level that you're happy with. Or stop completely. If you are going to do it, get a pro in like Steve. Exactly. I mean, proper. Do it proper. To the point where if the police turn up, we need to look under that patio. I'm not digging that up. The workmanship is too good. I'm not digging that up. Just say he's all right. Check next door. It's probably them anyway. Even creators are getting desperate. A guy in the States just sprayed bug spray on the fruit and veg in a supermarket for TikTok. These people need a fucking slap. I hate them. I hate creators. I know. Irony of me sitting here doing that. Things like Johnny Somali, who's in South Korea at the moment, who is probably going to go to jail for a long time because he's an absolute tit, doing stupid things for clout on the internet. You need people around. You need mates who are willing to say to you, you are being a knob. Stop it. Elon Musk needs it as well, and he hasn't got it. You're being a knob. I think you'll find I'm the richest man in the world. I don't care if you're the richest man in the world. You're a dickbag. Stop it. Otherwise I'll fucking punch you. That's what he needs. He needs someone like that. He needs a family member. An older brother who's built like a brick shithouse, who doesn't take any shit from anyone. Just give him a slap occasionally. I think you'll find, if you don't shut up, I will volley you all around our parents' house. Next. Absolute knob. They're just stupid. Why are they doing it? Yeah, someone's going to end up getting poisoned badly, or something's going to happen. I mean, Johnny Somali, I've just mentioned him, because he's so offensive to Koreans. He was in South Korea playing North Korean dictator speeches dead loud. People have started trying to search out where he's live streaming to give him a smack. He's been punched 11 times. They've had enough. And I'm quite happy with that. The whole fuck about find out thing. Go to someone's country and act that way. Yeah, there was someone a while ago convicted for opening ice cream in a supermarket. They were doing other things with it as well, and then just, that was it, bye-bye. Fred probably said that about his patio. Yeah, I mean, good work though. I mean, the Fritzels, gee, that cellar, the craftsmanship was amazing. His plastering, smooth as silk. Mr. Beast is getting into trouble. The clue is there in the title, in his name, Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? He's a knob. There's too many of these supposed ADHD and whatever people who've got now suddenly got millions of dollars who are incapable of acting like a normal human being. I fucking just, you've made a shitload of money. Wind your neck in. Grow up. Filming your crimes, yes, or live streaming them is an insane form of idiocy. Same as Jack Doherty, who was filming himself, or he was getting filmed driving a McLaren car through a storm while checking he was live streaming, so he was checking his chat on his phone, lost control, smashed into the barrier. He could have wiped out several cars. His mate who was in the car with him came out with blood pouring out of him. And the first thing he was doing is, yeah, start filming me. Oh my God, I'm so worried. People like that should be in jail. They are risking people's lives for clout. They need a clout. Didn't Mr. Beast just rent the pyramids? Wouldn't surprise me. He's an absolute knobber. Did he think it's okay because it's just a prank? There's loads of them when they get pulled up by the police. It was just a prank for the internet. Doesn't matter, you've just broke the law. Yeah, but, no, but. You broke the law. There's the lad, I can't remember his name either. Was he from Cyprus or Greece? Somewhere around that particular area. He was going all around Japan, free of charge, just jumping on trains and not paying, and then filming himself and putting it on the internet. And the Japanese police caught up with him. And he ended up doing, I think he did a little bit of time, didn't he? And now he's gone back. And he's an MEP because people recognise him off the internet. Bellends. It's just a prank. Yeah, you broke the law, you're going to jail. Yeah, see how it stands up in court. Exactly. See how it stands up in court. We've heard your defence of it's just a prank, and we've decided no. Good luck on your first night in jail when you become a prison wife and find out what pain really is. On creators, how is Spencer affording to travel the USA? Good question. Is ETS still bringing in some Dwayne Eddies? Is he busking, singing, doing gigs on the way? He must be monetised on his channel as well. Must be cash coming in. You blame Candid Camera pranks for views isn't new. It isn't, but to do it that way, you had to have a camera crew. It had to be scripted. If you want to do something that was dodgy, you had to speak to the police about it. Like game for a laugh. We're going to push someone's car into the canal, only it's not their car, it's just a similar car, and see how they react. You got to tell the police about shit like this, otherwise you get into trouble anyway. Now you don't. Now you walk out with that. You don't even need a microphone. You don't need a frig. You don't need a camera crew. Don't need anything. Take that out and you can do pranks and throw it on the internet within seconds. Look what happened to Noel Edmonds. Do we have to? I don't trust Noel Edmonds. Just saying it, putting it out there. Don't trust him. He's another absolute knobber. Can't believe his nan had to tell him and his cousin to get jobs. Doesn't matter. But if you've got a dream and you want to go for it, go for it. And if you fail, you fail. And if you don't, you succeed. Then fair play to you. Don't think I could do it. Which is why this, at the moment, to me, YouTube is just a little bit extra. I'm not making any money on it, but it's just a little bit of as a hobby. It's a way of getting things out of my system. I'm not trying it as a job because I have a full-time job and that actually pays. And I get a pension at the end of it. I'd rather do that. And then if I can build up any kind of support and views on videos along the way, have that as a little Timmy top-up. The guy with the bug spray was 29, not some kid. Again, has he not got any mates who are just willing to grab him, get him to one side and go, listen, you're 29. Are you fucking stupid? Or if I went in there and bought something that was covered in bug spray, I'll know it was you and I'll come back and I will absolutely paste you everywhere. Does ETS 21 still exist? I think it's just, it's hanging on, isn't it? I managed to watch it live with Daniel the other day, which I don't normally do because he tends to be online when I'm working, unfortunately. But I watched one of his the other day. He mentioned a bit of it as well. And of course Spencer's video. It's in there. You don't want to get rid of the videos that are on there because they will still be creating and generating money. But I think going forward, you're pretty much going to see they're both going to do their own thing, aren't they? I don't know, did they get together at Christmas or something and just do a little bit of a fireside chat or do a few reactions? I don't know. We'll soon find out, won't we? JLE's Wild Prankers. That sounds like something from the 1800s, doesn't it? A proclamation from the 1800s. JLE's Wild Prankers. And to hell with them. Spencer's nan told him to go out to get jobs or leave a house. That's what nans do, though, isn't it? You could show her your silver play button. But look, I've got 100,000 fans here. And the videos that I've made are making money. Making more money than I would do if I was working in Mackey's or something. Get a proper job. Fucking hell, man. Who was it who said that? There's a proper big creator. This is a video I've seen not too long ago either. Get a proper job. And then he had to explain to whoever it was, his nan or his auntie or something, get a proper job. And bringing in like $3 million a month. Just doing YouTube. What? Really? Yes, really. But if you want me to get a proper job, I will go and work in the 7-Eleven for minimum wage. You've got to be really lucky to hit that kind of thing now. Not many people out there are making that kind of scratch on YouTube. You can do it. But you have to be something special, I think. Or be lucky. ETS 21 finished when he left the Galactic headquarters. Oh, yeah. No Taylor Swift in the background. Do you see what he did in the laundrette? What happened there? What happened there? You haven't seen any of their content? There's not been much up, has there? I mean, Daniel's been fairly consistent in uploading stuff, but most of it has been going to Rumble, hasn't it? Or at least that's what it looks like. They've been releasing videos from ETG to ETS. Right. Wasn't it the bacon and egg thing? What? Definitely saw that. I never saw that. What's that? Can't be that much if she wanted him to leave. Yeah, there's money to be made in there, though. Definitely money to be made in there. I think you've got to pick the right niche. I suppose as well with the sort of the content that's being made there. If anyone decides that they want to copyright claim the video you've made, you can't say anything about it. You can put a claim in against it, but you're going to get found it's not yours. It wasn't yours to begin with, so they'll end up getting the money taken off them. So it's probably better off if, like Spencer's going to do this thing where he's travelling around the US, do it as a travelogue. You're not getting any copyright claims on any of that material at all. So You can go and make a few quid. Everything you do is your own. You can go and make stuff. And travel content, I suppose, will be real evergreen content. So fingers crossed he makes it work for him. Feel lost a spark there too. Been doing it for a long time. I can imagine the amount of content they put out in such a short time. It's got to wear you down as well, that. Every day going in, it becomes like a job, which you're getting paid to do it. It is a job, but as soon as your hobby becomes your job, it becomes a jobby, and we don't want that, do we? If EB can't make a living on his own, yeah, you are knackered with two of you. It's the reaction content. As much as it's interesting to watch and stuff, as I say, if any one of these companies, any record company or TV company decides that's ours, we want to claim the copyright on it, you lose your monetization to it. It goes to them. So it's a struggle, isn't it? Which is why they've had to diversify, and hopefully that'll be the making of them. Good lads, so let's hope it works. You waited for someone to put the stuff in the dryer and leave, and then threw eggs in it. And oh, you prick. Threw in 12 eggs and like 5 slices. Fuck it. Why can't these people do this in places like Liverpool? Or Manchester, somewhere like that. Glasgow. They'd come back and they'd be absolutely annihilated all over the fucking street, wouldn't they? It's only a prank, yeah. Here's a bucket, you're taking your teeth home in there. Swats. Spencer's got no personality or struggle. It was Daniel who was the life of ETS 21. It worked well between the two of them. But yeah, Daniel is the personality. Well, he's got more of a personality, hasn't he? You never know. Spencer might just find, if this is his niche, he might find that this is the thing that drags the personality that he does have out of him. And yeah, some stuff will work for you, some won't. You never know. That's why I'm throwing as much spaghetti at the wall as I can and seeing if anything sticks. I'm not. I'm making stuff that I want to make, and I don't give an airborne fuck about the algorithm. It's just, I need to get things out of my system, so they go on YouTube. But then I've got no expectations, I suppose. I'm not looking at it as a job. If you are looking at it like a job, the amount of effort you got to put in, it's frightening. Frightening like lightning. Yeah, what's wrong with people doing stuff like that? It's stupid. It's clout. And it doesn't matter. I mean, Jack Doherty again. Is it Jack Doherty? Yeah. Going round winding people up, and he's got this massive, huge minder with him who gets in between him and starts threatening to punch people. And he's behind him going, oh, again, imagine that, fucking Liverpool. Doesn't matter how big your minder is. Someone's going to get up and going to knock him out. Then he's going to knock you out. Then he's going to take your camera off you. Then he's going to ram it sideways up your arse. At that point, you might start reconsidering your options, but I doubt it. Saw someone post it from some guy pranking on TikTok. Wankers, aren't they? Daniel drew in the crowd more. But again, I don't think without Spencer you could have had Daniel to begin with. If you go back and watch the early videos, none of the personality that we know Daniel has was really showing back then. He seemed really shy, and then you watch him now. He's been doing it for that long that he's just an absolute natural at it. But that's why it worked out as a good little combo between the two of them. But yeah, hopefully they both make a good fist of it. There's enough people out there. There's enough of an audience for everyone. There's money out there. There's adverts to be shown, so there's wedge. Just got to find your niche, click on something that's sort of lucky, find, I don't know, something can happen and suddenly you blow up, or you get a new audience that will watch everything that you do. Once you do, you're away. You are away. Hope it works out. Yeah, you wish him well. I do as well. Daniel hardly spoke earlier on. Yeah, just seemed a bit too shy, and then all of a sudden, you could see the more he did it, the more comfortable he became in allowing you to see more of the person that he is, rather than just, I don't know, pretending to be something, which he obviously wasn't. And then as the channel went on and on and on, that's Daniel. That's who we know Daniel is. On a personal level, that's who we know Daniel is. When you speak to him on the phone or something, that's the kind of guy that you talk to. It's but you have to find that, you have to work at it, I suppose. Get through the initial worry of being shy, or is this for me? Question yourself all the time. Just go in and do it. JFDI, man, JFDI. Spencer was the guy who originally set it up. He was, and also did the editing and what have you, and the admin side of the task and what have you. So he's put a lot of work in. Put a proper shift in. And it worked. I mean, 100,000 people following that channel. That's a lot of people. That's more people than there is in this town where I live. And if everyone in this town stood outside on the street, it would be a scary sight. Because there's some ugly fuckers in this place. No, I'm only joking. No, I'm not. I'm one of them. Barnsley, if you just called Ali a waste of eggs, or no, sorry, it is a waste of eggs. It is. Did your smeg turn up? It hasn't. I haven't ordered one. I am going to order one though. I am going to do that. I also didn't buy the roses marmalade. I have to go into Tesco tomorrow to pick up my prescription. I've ordered it because I don't want to run out of stuff over Christmas and New Year. I will get roses marmalade, and I will have a look. I will order the smeg tonight. Yeah, to start, Spencer did all the techie stuff. Daniel couldn't push buttons. He couldn't on his own channel to begin with, which is now, it became a bit of an in-joke, didn't it? But again, watch Daniel now. He's doing all his own stuff, because when you practice these things, it becomes second nature. Nothing scary about it. If you're on a live stream and it goes off because you press something, it doesn't fucking matter, does it? At the end of the day, just apologise or start back up again, like I do. Sorry, I was in the middle of Innswoods, it went off. Anyway, I'm back. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, this wanking in front of me in the car, etc., etc. You learn by doing. I think it's worked well, so. Gingers crossed. Good luck for them. A lot of those ugly feckers live there too. Ah, no. Northern Ireland was full of flaxen-haired beauties when I went. The women were nice too as well. Last time you watched Daniel live, it was by accident, and you only knew Ali and Hadwick in the chat. He's got a lot more people following him now. Very, very busy in the chat as well. But when I watched on, when was it? Was it Friday? Louise was in there. Ali was in there. Who else? There's a few in there, I think. A few old hats. Not old hats. We're not old hat at all. A few OGs in there. 100,000 people is more than are in your county. Speaks volumes, doesn't it? That's a lot of people. It's only 94,912. And the ugly relatives live near you. Oh, no. There's nothing but beauty over Pendle Mountain. Daniel did have the charisma. Got the S-kills to pay the Beatles. Is it a recurring problem with me with the smeg not turning up? It is. I need to work harder at that. Get the smeg out. It is Sunday after all though, isn't it? Let's check some Jeff Shizzle. Wanna sit on my knee? No. Ho ho horror. Nah, I'm not liking this. Don't like it. Turn her over. Don't like it. I'll guide your slayings tonight. What the that's a nightmare, that, isn't it? I'm not going to sleep tonight. I am not going to sleep tonight. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Bastard. Oh, hang on. No. Don't be doing that.
Right.
Don't be doing that.
As
Turn things off once you've used them, Nicholas, you idiot. It doesn't automatically stop, and it should do. As soon as you go back and open up that scene again, whoosh, what's in there goes off. Buttons being pushed. There you go. It is definitely a recurring problem with me. Naturellement, as they say in Japan. Thermos, have you noticed this? Not getting in contact with me. Pack of bastards. Piggly Ding next. Who's up next? I am pushing buttons, but I have got about 6 million buttons, to be honest with you. I was watching videos on Stream Deck. I think Harris Heller was talking about it. Louise. I see your hand. There you go. You are up. Yeah, Harris Heller was talking about it, and he said, you'll probably, if you get the Stream Deck XL, which I've got, as well as the little one, you probably only use about 3 or 4 of these buttons. And he started laughing about it. I have now got the entire front panel used with another 3 pages behind, and it's 6, 7, 8, 32 buttons times 4 on that one, and 15 buttons times 3 on this one. The fact that I can even get close to keeping on top of things is beyond me. I have so much shite I have on this thing. It's ridiculous. So my pushing buttons, I'm doing all right, considering. You'd sit on fit Jeff's knee, not on evil Jeff. Fit Jeff. Cheekbones Jeff, you mean, don't you? 6-pack and cheekbones Jeff. Yeah. Just his knee. Just his knee, Mandy. Just his knee. Aye. Rudolph's eyes wide shut. It's quite scary, that one, isn't it? It should have been a trigger warning for that one, I think. In case anyone's got young kids in the room who obviously are not slightly bothered about the language that comes out. A hot chocolate for Ali Alio. Definitely. Hot chocolate, please, with a flake. Hot chocolate. Do you want to flake it with that, love? You see how seamless this is? You see how seamless this is? This is not by accident. Jeff's nuts. If you want a bigger. Jeff with Jeff's nuts. That Jeff. Cheekbones and 6-pack Jeff. That Jeff. Filt. Time out with a tear. Leave her to it. Can't be having a bottle of Tia Maria for a full calendar year like last time. That's bang out of order. Think of all the starving kids in Africa who'd love that bottle of Tia Maria. You can't give a baby booze. That's the one thing about using the greedy cup rather than using the thermos. That is cooling down a lot now. A Boddington's for you. A little bottle, a pint of bodies. It's too smooth. I don't like smooth bitters. Used to hate. We had Whitbread Tetley bitter in our place, and then they got rid of it and brought in Boddington's, and it was just not the same, man. Mint flake. Our flakes are mint, man. Know what I mean? You haven't had any yet? Well, not tonight anyway. Get on it, man. Have you had any pudding, desserts, snacks? Mint Aero mousse? Any of that stuff? What were you eating last week? Aero mousse, wasn't it? Any of that? I've got nothing left, no goo. I had my last 2. You don't call it a ramekin of goo, do you? My 2 pots of goo I had last week. Cheers, Louise. Steve, would you like a flake with that? Would you like a flake with that, love? Is mint flake a real thing? Is it? Is it really? Come on. Is it really? Does it exist? Don't be lying to me. You wouldn't lie to me, would you? Don't make me hangry. You wouldn't like me if I'm hangry. I couldn't eat another thing. Yeah, I could. Everything that Helen's just created, I could eat. Every last little bit. Oh, man. Is goo out of fashion now? Goo never goes out of fashion. There's no flake emoji. We could have... yeah. A Spartacus and a flake little thing that you put up. Oh, we could do that. Connor's partying over on Twitch as well. Nice to see you. Nice. Where are we? Original Aero Moose tonight. That's when you stop chatting. Alright. You can't eat moose and tap away at the same time. Love some of Helen's bake. Oh, wouldn't we all? Definitely got the skills, man. Too much of a good thing. There's no such thing as too much goo. You got to power through these things. Get the speculoos goo. Oh, man. Turns me into a right Euro slag when I eat that, though. Connor's over here now. You're here, you're there, you're every bloody where. Cheers, bud. Yeah, I've got no goo. I need some. I was going to get some when I went last Thursday, Friday. But it was just, Tesco was full of absolute bellends. I was very, very almost basket raging the first time. The second time I just went in, SAS style. Get in, get the job done, get out. Leave no bodies. I'll go in, I need to go in tomorrow, but I'm worried. I'm scared about what it's going to be like in there. Is it going to be full of half-wits? Because the place closes for one day. I'm buying 346 loaves because the place is closed for a half day on Wednesday or Thursday, wherever it is. Fucking Egypt. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. You tried most of them. Not all quitter. Is there no completionist in you at all? Want to tick every single one off? That is with me. I want to do all of them. Can't you go back after this shower? No worries, mate. You'll get lathered up. Many half-wits. Many, many half-wits. Pineapple cakes needs at least 5 days to mature. Chocolate brownies are too gooey. They need to dry out slightly, don't they? We could cut into the ginger cake. Get the ginger cake cut. Pineapple one. Does that turn slightly alcoholic after 5 days? Yeah, chocolate brownies, they need not to go stale, but they have to have that little bit of thing, don't they, where the top goes a little bit crusty rather than being too moist. Too moist. You'll try not to. I didn't see Thomas at the match today. Didn't see him. And I was wearing my smock, my orange smock, so you might have seen me. In the top, the upper Gladys. No such thing as too gooey. You've warned your dad off shopping tomorrow, Louise. It'll be bacon, cream and fruit and veg tomorrow in the rush for perishables. Brings back memories. Isn't it horrific? Genuinely. There'd be some harrish-looking woman and her daft-looking husband behind her. 3 kids crying. They've got basket after basket, or trolley after trolley loaded up, and the place is closed for literally 1 day. That's it. We need 47 pints of milk. Why? Because we do. Fucking hell. Ugh. Enjoy your shower. We shall miss you. Like the sea misses the shore, like the stars miss the night sky. You have definitely been swallowing dictionaries, haven't you? Like a hole misses a head. Tomash is using AI again. Yes. Chat GPTing the hell out of this just to get ahead with the Bottrick Stakes. Pineapple cake, feed it coconut liqueur, turn it into a pina colada cake. Mandy, that's the kind of blue sky thinking we need on this firm. You're hired. It's mixed fruit, pineapple, apricots and cranberries soaked in pineapple juice for 24 hours before making. The longer it stands, the better it gets. It's not just a lot of bakery, a lot of baking and a lot of cookery is about just following a recipe, isn't it? Just literally ding, 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 ding. At the end of this, you will have that. Good cooking and good bakery, I think there's a bit more to it, isn't there? A bit more intuitive, a bit more leave it now, eat it, and then it's perfect. I like that. There's an art to it, an artistry. Good on you. Deja vu. I had deja vu once. Can you have deja vu once? I feel like we had the same conversation last year this time. We might have done. I can't remember last week, to be honest with you, Ali. The T in ChatGPT is for Thomas. Gladly pontificating Thomas. Louise, you once got sworn at on Christmas Eve because you only had frozen turkeys left and you couldn't defrost it for the customers. I would get a calendar, I would point out what day it is and then tell them to Foxtrot Oscar. Do you not know what day this is? Go and see if you can buy one from the Texaco or the Esso or something. See how you get on with that. Does sound sensational, doesn't it? Again, there's art involved in this. 'Tis your favourite. And especially if it's something that takes a little bit longer to make. That for me is even better. There's a bit more having to wait for it. A bit more effort gone into making it. I like that. Made by the talented hands of our Helen. Fantastic. How many times have you said no? But she wants it. She really, really wants it. You think it's just vu? Just vu if you had it once. It needs to be double vusion. Is it bad that you haven't brushed your hair from Wednesday? Your hair's really, really short, so no, it isn't. If you had really long hair, then maybe, but no, you're alright. I don't brush mine at all. Mind you, it's always really short, so just get out the shower, towel on it, that'll do. Close enough for jazz. That's more or less what happened. They shouldn't have asked to speak to the manager. Just, these people, there's no helping them at all, is there? And yet then you've got other people who are the other way around, like me mum. My mum will go out on Boxing Day or the day after Boxing Day and will buy next year's decorations, baubles, lights, anything to do with the Christmas tree, the outside lights, while they're all cheap. She'll buy boxes of Christmas cards, just get them in, put them in the loft out the way, and then it's all sorted for next year. It's not even saving money. You are saving money by doing it, but just get them done. And then the rest of the year, you don't need to worry about anything. Should have sold them turkey Twizzlers. Yep, definitely. Bit of Bernard Matthews. Steve hasn't brushed his hair since 1999. Guess what happened then? Better for it, mate. You are better for it. Just at on, sorted. Beautiful, beautiful. The Norfolk legend talking about Bernard Matthews. There you go. You know a woman called Jean who does that as well. I used to piss me off. Why are you doing that? You've got the rest of the year to do it. But it's like, no, just get it done. Makes sense to me. Get it out at box and give it a once over. Aye. Get it a once over. Right. Well, it is Sunday after all.
But Kipper's Vindaloo can't be good for you.
Mosh pit nappy designed to avoid queues at Gigloos sells out. Gigloos? Are they musical Eskimos? The black pleather accessory includes metal studs and chains and prevents bathroom breaks from spoiling a concert. An adult incontinence nappy designed for concert goers to avoid long queues at toilets has gone on sale. The limited edition pit diaper, I like that. It's like Pit Viper, only pit diaper. Specifically for mosh pits at music gigs was available for $75. 59 quid. What? Before selling out. It was sold by US firm Liquid Death, a sparkling water brand known for its unusual heavy metal style images and marketing. The firm's promotional material said, if you've been to a concert, you know the scariest place isn't the mosh pit, it's the bathroom. Now you can avoid having to brave that hellscape with the new pit diaper, adding that it helps fans relieve themselves in the safety of the mosh pit. That's taking piss. Sorry, Kippers. Sorry.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
That was very poor indeed. Very poor indeed. Yes, Tom, is that a picture of you? It must be because his heels look knackered. It's a pic you didn't need to see. It's a pic I'm glad. I'll leave that with you, Louise. You'll be waking up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat thinking about that. Just wake up and scream, pit diaper! You tried buying early, Mandy, but you can never find them again. And I was going to say, if you never thought about putting them somewhere where you can find them, I am the worst person in the world at the moment. I used to be able to literally put anything anywhere and I would remember where I put it. Because for some strange reason, I could think about what I was doing as I was putting something down. Now, I cannot remember. I can put my cup of tea down while I'm talking to you, and then I'll be looking around thinking, where the fuck have I put that? Oh, yeah. It's there. It's mad. Here tomorrow, by the way, it's called Little Christmas Eve's Day. Many go to Christmas lunches where kippers aren't an uncommon food item. Do not be eating kippers. Oh, that's evil. It's nice, that, though. Great idea. Could have done with pit diaper today. You had to risk the hellscape of the Goodison toilets. I did too, which is hellscape for the able-bodied. If you only got one working hand. No, one working hand and not being able to walk properly, the toilets aren't the place to go. But my back teeth were swimming. I needed to get in there and get it done. Not sure you'd be going to sleep. Would you like me to read you a nighttime story? Harry Potter and the pit diapers. There you go. Not much. It's definitely not much longer now. Put your name down for testing the new ones. It is not much longer now at all. How many games have we got left? I meant to look earlier, but I can't. I didn't. Oh, fucking hell, I'm losing the plot here. Will you have posh loos at the new place? They will be far more posh than the ones we have now. They'll have more than one, and it's not going to be a concrete stone swimming in piss. It won't be like that. It'll be nicer. I would think there will be brushed aluminium, stainless steel, wherever it is. Or there'll be loads more ladies' toilets for a start, because women actually watch football. We didn't know that in the 1950s. No provisions were made. It's gone. Yeah, if you haven't messed with it since 1999, it is off. Yeah, you're okay. Just count F-15s taking off. I suffered really badly with insomnia. I got told to do the same kind of thing. Count sheep. All right, I'll count sheep. I got to 486 and the bastards were making that much noise. They kept me up all night.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Very poor. Pit diaper does sound like a Gladiator's must-have item. Also sounds like a song, doesn't it, by Therapy. Oh, it was Teeth Grinder. Pit diaper. Did you stand next to each other and not realise? I think I would have realised with a smidge over 6'2" and a smidge under 6'2" side by side. The size difference would have told. $12, $13, something like that. Plus, we might get FA Cup games, but I don't really go to the Cup games because I hate Everton. That will put you to sweep. We might be able to next year. Yep. This time round, I mean, the street end and the Bullens Road are sort of connected, but you can't get through. Whereas the new stadium, you'll be able to walk all the way round. So even if you go in one end to where you sit, you'll be able to wander around and meet your mates and have a beer and what have you. Not with actually, yeah. Coming for a pee. So it doesn't work the same way, does it? Not like it does with women. Go in the toilet, you coming with me? Oh yeah, come on, let's go for a jangle. Just doesn't work the same with lads. If you try and say to someone, I'm going for a piss, do you fancy coming with me? What lad? What lad? Doesn't work. Yes. I wouldn't have seen Thomas, and Thomas would have only seen my Thomas. We don't need that. The new ground does afford circulation, and also, hopefully, it'll be a place that you go to, not just on match days. Let's make this the place to be. You can't move between stands, you can't. If you know, you know. I'll meet you by the toilet. How romantic it is, isn't it? It's the new Waterloo clock. I'll meet you by the toilet. I can't wait to see the look in your eyes. Oh my God, your eyes, they're like chipped ice. I never asked my neighbours about what they're doing with ticket renewals. I will ask them for the next game. I meant to do it today, but it's been a while since I've been, so they were all being dead nice to me. How's things? You're all right? How are you? How are you in yourself? And things like that, you know. Morning, Jackie. But I will ask, because I'd rather sit with them, if possible. If possible. Would be nice. We'll meet by the Dan Friedkin Big Texan Burger concession. We will. At the Toyota Stadium, or whatever it's getting called. I still think the Scallions would be the best thing. Yeah, very brief encounter. If you're going for a piss and your mate's there, it's very brief. Get in, get out. Don't forget to zip up. Dan Friedkin, anagram of red DNA, I think. Ooh, controversial. The bastard son of Dan Friedkin. Great minds think alike, absolutely. And that's right after each other. Perfect timing. The new stadium will be nice, though. I know it's going to be nice. It looks lovely, and the facilities are going to be great. The views are going to be amazing. But there's still a part of me going there today, even sat in the ground with no one around me. There's nowhere like it on earth. So many good memories in that place. But it's got to be done. You can't just sit back and love how nice the place looks. It's got to be fit for purpose, and it isn't. Not for modern day football anyway. Starting to think you might be getting a telepathic connection. ESP. Shake hands before you go to the loo. Yep, don't do it afterwards. Seriously contemplating giving up football and becoming a full-time darts watcher. You can't do that. The problem with that is while the darts might be enthralling, exciting, modern day gladiatorial, where all the other bits and pieces, the people that go and watch it are full on helmets. Just watching them at the alley pally and thinking, you know what? No. I couldn't be part of you. In the same way that whenever I watch Liverpool and their fans on TV, could not be part of you. I don't care. I'd rather get beat every week and not be part of what you are. There's something more philosophical about Evertonians, and we also understand how shit football is. We've accepted that. We'll fist. Oh, yeah. Fist bump, yes, of course. Very good clarification. Bring you the darts atmosphere and the redhead cheerleader to Bramley Moor then. We can do that, but... And no. No, we're having that. No, off. Anyone bother watching the sports personality show? I never do. After he give it to Michael Owen, despite the fact that he's got no personality whatsoever. Right, total helmets, but from the comfort of your living room, it looks like a blast. It looks like a blast should go off in there with every one of them in there. All trying to outdo each other with their wacky comments on boards held up. If it doesn't say purple Aki on it, don't hold it up. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, not great when there's no sports content for them to broadcast. There's literally nothing. It's on the BBC. Sports personality is an oxymoron. I always thought that was one of those spotty kids who serves you in McDonald's. An oxymoron. No? Alright.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
I ordered an apple pie. This is a fillet of fish, lad. Or is that not the same thing? Morning, Jackie. Wigan Warriors got the team award and Man City got a mention. Wigan Warriors should get the team award. Wigan Warriors won every single thing that is possible to win this season, including the World Club Challenge against Penrith Panthers from Australia. It has never been done before. Absolutely incredible. What a team they are. And two of the best players in rugby league are Jay Field and Bevan French, who are both Australian, mate. And I thought Bevan French would possibly be the most unique name in history. And then I was listening to a NASA audio book about the origins of NASA and how it started, and it went through with bits of Apollo 13 and what have you. And there was a fella who was involved called Bevan French, who is still alive, I think, and he was a white dude, not a Pacific Islander. Bizarre. How can there be two Bevan Frenches? One sent rockets to space, one you could not catch on a motorbike. Fucking incredible, man. Toffee's having a sticky time.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. When are Man City going to win again? I think we know exactly when they're going to win again. What a decline, what turmoil. Look like they can't buy a result. Who do they play next? They play Everton in a a relegation six-pointer on Boxing Day. Only us lot in Lancashire know that, okay. No, not just Lancashire. Yorkshire, Cumbria and all. Yeah, but Wigan are an amazing team. Rugby league, I would watch rugby league before I'd watch football, easily. Much more easily. It's just, the game's amazing. Tough men. Loads of excitement. It's brilliant. And you haven't got knobheads on the sideline. Sir, that footballer used a four-letter word to describe me. Yes, but it wasn't out of order. He was actually 100% right with you, wasn't he? I'm not in Lancashire. Lancashire's just over there, by the way. Literally just there. It's there. It's a Neville Southall free kick away from here, Lancashire. West Lancs, West Lancs, not East Lancs, where our Louise lives in East Lancs. Well, she doesn't, does she? Lives on top of Mount Pendle at 38,000 feet, one side of which is in Lancashire. I think the north face of Mount Pendle is in Lancashire. The south face is in Yorkshire, I think. I might be wrong, but I think I'm right there. Yeah, to be fair, Gary Neville, he called us at the start of the season when he said this, his hardest season playing was the season after winning the treble. And wondered if City would struggle. And I can understand the players that they've got. There's loads of motivation to become better all the time, but after doing something like that, it's here. It's there. 38,000 feet up. Which side are you on, the north face or the south face? Are you near the Western Combe? It's not actually Western Combe, isn't it? The Khumbu Glacier. Anywhere near there? The Yellow Band? I know far more about Everest than I really should do, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I, don't I? Shouldn't I, don't I? It's always a hard year when the players have to give the Lance Armstrong juice a rest for medical reasons. No monkey placenta. Not everyone who suddenly got asthma. Has Helen gone to bed? Or she's still kuchen? She's still kuchen. She's got the koekbuch out the noeg. Have a look at the koekbuch. Not yet. Good. Helen, our Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the kitchen. Go back and watch Lance Armstrong when he was up in arms about I did not cheat, and then a few years later, yes, I cheated. I was injecting monkey placenta into me bollocks. Of course you are, they all are. Aye. Barnsley's from Lancashire, you also don't give a fuck about City. Not everyone in Lancashire likes rugby league, by the way. Lots of people do, but not everyone. Just so happens that rugby league, it's weird. There's like a corridor, the M62 corridor, where you've got Wigan, St Helens, Warrington, Widnes, then over to like Huddersfield, Leeds, Bradford, Hull, Wakefield. So they all love it round there, and then Cumbria love it as well, but also France. France love it as well. The Catalan Dragon, Toulouse Olympique, London have got a team as well. Helen says hello back. Good, glad to hear it. Well, it is Sunday after all. Keighley Cougars. Now all I can hear in my mind, Louise, is Keighley Confederates versus the Preston Posse off Phoenix Nights. You don't mix the counties. And Elvis. Keighley Cougars, yes. Sheffield Eagles. Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. Up to Barrow Raiders up in Cumbria. Whitehaven. Hull KR, Hull. Hull, how you spell Hull? It's with a capital apostrophe, isn't it? Hull. Hull KR. It is time. For Horace's haiku. Sleigh bells are ringing. Everybody is happy. It's time to spread love. Ah, poor Horace in the Christmas spirit and thrown in a box. Helen's doing a jigsaw puzzle on a laptop. We send our love and admiration, we do. Yep, did a jigsaw puzzle. It says 0 to 3 years on the box, but it only took you 4 hours.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. How many pieces? 2. Look, you're so northern. So northern. Everton had a striker named Jigsaw because he went to pieces in the box. He did. He now works in the Tesco by us, Stuart Barlow. See him in there all the time. Not the only Everton centre forward to have worked in a Tesco. Brett Angel used to work in the Tesco in Formby. He now, apparently, he was a manager over in New Zealand or Australia. I think it's New Zealand. And he is now a motivational speaker, and he sells houses and what have you, and he's massive over there. Man, he was always massive. He was same height as me, but shoulders on him used to go like 4 times as wide. Fucking massive. He's here all week. My mother-in-law bought her a chair for Christmas, wouldn't let us plug it in. Yeah, get her a table, Steve. Her laptop's no good. The pieces keep getting ruffled, don't they? Reminds you of your crossword? 7 across, postman's satchel. I know the answer to this. Okay, go on. 7 across, postman's satchel. How many letters, Thomas? Kin loads, big bag full, big bag full. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed.
Horace, sail away, sail away, sail away. Isn't he gorgeous? He does seem the kind of person that would have an Enya CD and one of those patchwork wooden salad bowls. Just comes across as that, doesn't he? You know what I mean? You can't help it. That's where you are. You are 38,000 feet up on Mount Pendle. In north, it's grim up north. How can it be grim up north if Louise is there? Come on. I mean, obviously where I am is fucking abysmal, but it's not. It's nice. The north's fantastic. Kez. I love Kez. They don't like being called a bastard, does they? They're bastard. What a great film. Oh, my back's starting to ache. I blame Everton. This is your false dyche. False dyche. False moustache dyche. Yeah, so Boxing Day. Pep Guardiola versus Strep Guardiola. It is going to be the meeting of two minds, both of which belong to Pep. We'll see. We shall see. A relegation 6-pointer between the in-form Blues and the team who can't win. Put your spleen on City winning 600-0 and Erling, we could have signed him for £2 million. Haaland, getting about 50 million of them. Yeah, the Vic and Bob Kez was amazing. All Vic and Bob stuff is superb, but the Kez stuff. Vic has, I only played Colin Welland's character. Brilliant. It's Kestrel, sir, it's Kestrel. It's at City, it is. Maybe I need a heat pack on my back, I do. Or a cooler pack, or both. Hot and cold contrast bathing. We have got a heat lamp as well in the house. Heat lamp in the house, which is really, really good. Apart from the fact that it's bright AF. Looks a bit like that. Same kind of colour, but it burns your skin. Like being on the Lecky Beach, know what I mean? But it's nice. I like it. You don't think you've seen Kez? What is wrong with you, Mandy? What is wrong with you? How could you not have seen Kez? At your age especially. I thought that was a film that everyone of our generation would have seen. Genuinely. Did you have too much of a life? Is that what it is? Is that why you were out and about? A ground you've been to before, League Cup semi-final, second leg. You were at the opposite end and in the top tier from where Raheem Sterling assisted a goal from 6 foot behind the goal line, which of course was given because sitter. Could see it from where you were sat, and yet the prefect on the line, sir, I didn't see it, sir. Twats. Yes, you would cry, Mandy. It's very sad and quite northern. Very northern. Hilarious and heartbreaking in equal measure. No other bugger could. No idea what Kez is. Kez, Ms. Alison Bennett, is short for kestrel. Yeah, as Thomas says, Barry Hines it was, wasn't it? A Kestrel for a Knave was the name of the book. And it's about a young lad in the north, who starts keeping kestrels, or a kestrel. It's about his relationship with his relationship with his family, with the school, with this bird, and the way the north used to be back then. It's proper tear-jerking at times, but is hilarious as well. Brilliant film. I think we read the book at school a long time ago. Very northern indeed, very northern. What's the one with Hayley Mills in the barn? Hayley Mills in barn, I don't know. Hayley Mills, of course, is the mother of Crispian Mills from Cooler Shaker. She's the daughter of Sir John Mills, actress, obviously. That's why she was in films. Stupid. Heather Mills, McCartney's ex. Bought her a plane for one Christmas, and a Venus razor fit to the leg.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
I got into trouble for using an oft-used joke by me. Everton 0, Chelsea 6, as nailed on as Heather Mills tight. And then, you can't say that. Just fucking did. I'm allowed to say what I feel like. You can't stop me, not me real mum. I'm painting my room black. Hayley Mills thinks she's found Jesus in the barn. Why do I not know this? Hayley Mills, Hayley, which begins with E. Hayley Mills, barn. Whistle Down the Wind, is that the one? Isn't it? Whistle Down Wind. It says Whistle Down the Wind on the screen, but I'm sure it's Whistle Down Wind. You're nothing if not contemporary. All art is contemporary. Just remember that. All art is contemporary. Many a milkman has been wandering around whistling Shakespeare. True story, telling you. The film you're thinking of was made in Norfolk. Film round it. That's the one, Whistle Down the Wind. Available on Amazon to buy right now on DVD. 1961. Let's have a look what you could have won. Yeah. Alright, so it was a novel, then a stage play, and then the rights were bought for film. The film. That's the one. Morning, Jackie. You can't beat these good films, as long as the films are good, of course. People are coming from Gdansk to see the film. I've been watching loads and loads of these old films. Seriously, if you like stuff like that, get on Talking Pictures TV. It's on Sky and it's also on Freeview. Loads of good stuff on there. And also That's TV. On Sky it's 171, 181 and 182 I think. Loads of proper old school UK TV. Let's have a look. Whistle Don't Wind. Alan Bates, in his first film role, played the man in the barn. Local school children from the Lancashire villages around Burnley, Clitheroe were used as extras. Children from Chatburn Primary School played the disciples. Theme music by Malcolm Arnold. Ah. There's been loads of stuff filmed everywhere, won't there? You know what I mean? When the Day Well was on Talking Pictures TV, it was on yesterday, funnily enough. Need to watch it, you do. I've seen it myself. Fantastic film. Who were in it? You know you've got a good British film when you've got this cast. Come on, where is the cast list? Full cast and crew. Leslie Banks, yeah. Harry Fowler plays a bit of a Cockney wide boy and everything. Norman Pearce, Frank Lawton, Thora Hurd, Patricia Hayes, Mervyn Johns. All proper huge dudes. Christopher Lee was in it, uncredited. Arthur Ridley was in it as well. I've seen him in a few things. Not Arnold Ridley, Arthur Ridley. Tommy Trinder, uncredited. There's loads of mad stuff like this. I was watching a film where Sean Connery was in it, as he was also uncredited, as was Wilfred Bramble. All these mad old films. These people went on to become incredible actors, well known, and they're all starting off on these uncredited roles. Mad. When's the next stream? Good question. Good question. I'll have to think about that. I might jump on Christmas night. I know Kirsty's doing one on Christmas night though, isn't she? So it's probably better let her do that. Wonder if Pendle Hill was in it. Pendle Hill should be in loads of stuff because it is such a fantastic location. Looks boss. We'll have to do a bit more digging in that one, Louise. We'll have to. Yeah. Stephen, you were talking films recently. You were talking about that Norfolk documentary you enjoyed with Edward Woodward. The Wicker Man, the documentary from Norfolk. I remember that one. Proper documentary. Speaking of Christopher Lee. Chrissy Lee. Boxing Day Strep Guardiola match hatch stream. We will have to have a look because my niece is coming back from Poland on Boxing Day and I'm picking her up from Fairport. Her boyfriend from Fairport. I'll have to find out what time it is because obviously it's going to take an hour to get there. Bit of arsing round, waiting for him to land, get through passport control and everything, and then drive home another hour. So it could be a good 2 or 3 hours. Well, at least 2, maybe 3 hours. Boxing Day's not going to be busy for traffic, I wouldn't have thought, but it's not going to be as quiet as it used to be back in the day. There's a film from that time that was filmed in a place called Park Bridge. Might not be that one. Fairport Collection, Yellow Submarine Stream. I could do that. I could, on the way down there. If I left early enough, I could also do a bit of a recce round Garston. Show you the shithole where I grew up. If the streets aren't closed, you know, because of chalk outlines and things. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, don't you? I want to go and film down there anyway. and also show where my school used to be. Doesn't exist anymore. It's been razed to the ground. Obviously, after I was there, they couldn't leave it up. Forthlin Road, round the corner from there, is where Paul McCartney grew up, and it was just over a Neville Southall goal kick away from where I went to school. And then I went to school at New A's, so Strawberry Fields, just down the road. Mendips, which is where your own John Winston Lennon grew up. All round there. I used to ride round there on my bike, never taken any notice whatsoever of the fact that these places are famous, because they're not famous. It's just, that's where I live. It might be Strawberry Fields, but it's where I live round here. No big deal. Alright, there's buses load of Japanese tourists out there taking pictures, but it's no big deal. It's just Strawberry Fields. No, it isn't. It is a big deal. That's why people are coming over from here, there and bleeding everywhere. Because it's a big deal. Big Nick TV from Speak Hall, watching the planes come in and watch him go again. I have to be careful typing that though, won't I? Big Nick TV. Unless I clickbait people. Whoa, it's a Ryanair, it's a Ryanair. Oh, look at him, he's coming in sideways, oh. Yep. In that case, you probably won't see us before Christmas. I'm going to jump on before Christmas. I don't care what day it is. I'm going to jump on. I'll do a ninja stream at some point anyway. But if not, hugely, hugely, hugely appreciated for the videos and everything this year and the support. Have a fantastic Christmas day. Enjoy all the treats, you lucky, lucky sod. Man, that bacon looked amazing. So Merry Crimbles to you, Helen, and Ruby Ruby Doo. Anyone see boxing yet? We had it on last night. He fought much better this time, Tyson Fury, but Alexander Usyk is just something else. He looks a hard bastard as well, didn't he? Proper. Yeah, thank you for all your company and warm humour. That's what it's all about. And I've said this before. There's loads of advice that goes out to new YouTubers about do this, do that, do the other. The only thing they say that makes any sense to me is build a community. Genuinely build a community. That's what it's all about, and we have got this here. People look out for each other. There's piss taking, but we don't take it too far. It's great. You know, if you're struggling, you need to speak to someone, you always can. If you bump into someone in someone else's stream, they'll always say hello. It's a fantastic community, and it's the only thing you can do. For me, it's better than being monetised. It's finding people that I like spending time with, so I appreciate that to all of you. Don't spend all day in the kitchen. Both have a great day. Fantastic, absolutely. Have a good one. You saw rounds 1 to 10 on a dodgy stream. Didn't look like a great fight. Bit of a mismatch. Fury now finished. Wasn't 116, 112. It looked close to me. The fact that all three judges had the same score, I thought was better than someone having 117, 1111, 115, 114, and something like that. You know, they were all close, so I thought it was spot on. Let us know when you do find people you like spending time with. I will. You'll be the first to know. You'll be the first to know. No, it's fantastic. Obviously, I struggled after the stroke. I really struggled, and then finding, I don't want to say like-minded people because you're not this fucking warped, are you? Finding nice people who are of a similar viewpoint, similar kind of senses of humour and what have you. It's been great. And the fact that you've always been there, supporting me all the way through it, helping me when I've had shitty days and I've had no energy and I've had enough, can't be arsed. I'll have a laugh and a chat and think, you know what? No, get over it. Life's too short. You're with nice people. Chillax, man. Chillax, guy. It's great. I have had shitty days and I've been dragged through them, kicking and screaming. Thanks to you lot. Let's get this party started. But yeah. Don't you just love it? You can't give baby bows. Daniel, bloody hell, thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. How are you doing? Oh, where's the thank you, likey on here? Why is it not allowing me to thank you, likey? Much appreciated, Daniel. Very much appreciated, mate. Made up, I actually caught your stream the other day. I've tended to be able to, well, I've missed them because I've been working all the way through. I've been hammering the work for about the last 6 months. Yeah, normally you can like these, can't you? Or there's nothing, I don't know what's going on. YouTube, what are you playing at? Bloody hell. But much appreciated, mate, it really is. Merry Christmas to you and yours. May you have a fantastic Christmas. Hey up here's trouble. Hey up here's trouble. I see that very, very northern. Very northern. Hey up here comes trouble. You want to flirt with that, love? Fury fought well, but it was the right decision begrudgingly. He did. He was much better than the first fight. But Usyk, he's a fantastic fighter. So good. It's a super sticker thing. All right. Because normally when stuff comes up on there, you can click on a heart and a like and all that. So I hate not doing stuff like that. But cheers, bud. Much appreciated. Is the thank you likey on the super chats? It is. There's a cream for that too. There is. A super sticker thing. Have you tried natural yogurt on it? It'll soon help. It'll soon help. That's we need to have new merch, don't we? Have you tried natural yogurt? I think that would sell by the bajillion. It's suitable for everything. I'm warmed up as well, by the way. For those who are wondering. There you go, Tomash. They see there's a heart on that. That's why, and a like, right? So there's 2 different ones you can do, and that's why. I just didn't want you to feel like I wasn't saying thank you, Daniel, because it really is appreciated, mate. Oh, and you've just levelled up.
It's going up, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. It's there.
It's there. Level 2. Fantastic. Cheers, Tomash. I'm going to get drunk. Did my little thing appear in the corner? Oh, my servant's in the way, isn't it, I think? I don't know. Do. Super chat and super sticker are different. They are, aren't they, right? Also, why they're in different colours. But I'll have to bear that one in mind now, because I hate not appreciating when people do things for me, so, you know, nice to be nice, innit? Innit? Yeah, but I've warmed up. I was freezing cold, and I put my hat on. I've come in here, the heating's on, and now I'm sweating like a glassblower's ass. It's mad, innit? And I think the weather might have calmed down slightly. Slightly. No, I was wrong. It has not calmed down. It's still blowing a feckin' hoolie out there. Who knew you didn't? You're new here. Yeah. New. We see you. The amount determines the colour. I've heard that. The bigger it is, the darker it is. Is that right? Ali, early start in the morning, eh? Early start. I am as well, actually. I've got one day of taking my daughter to work. Just one day. She's off after tomorrow. And she's in work at 7:15 in the morning. Which means I've got to leave here at about 7:20. It will be pitch pissing black. Dan says 2 things get levelled up. Yeah, but that's because it's early on. You can chat. Mandy's been chatting for about 6 months and goes up every 5 weeks or something. Is it still is it blowing? Yeah, it is. Both bins are getting done tomorrow, and you're allowed to put them out to have them blown over. It is. I need to look for that as well, because I don't know when ours are getting done. Get yourself bungee cord. Genuinely. Couple of bungee cord, tie them together. The back handles, tie them together. They do not go anywhere after that. I went to Halfords and bought a load, so we've got a shitload in the house. I need to check because obviously Thursday's Boxing Day, isn't it? So Thursday, they're not going to get done. They'll have to be done either before or after. We'll need to know this. And then also need to know when the tip is open because my car will be full of shite, obviously. Daniel, got to head out. No worries, mate. Got to play Mario Kart with the son. Fantastic. Love to hear it. I am jealous. Although my daughter did have Mario Kart on the way. It's not a game me and her played. But we did go and see Noel Gallagher together, so, you know, yin yang. Jeff, we know you can't handle the truth. What are you talking about? Yes, Mandy, it's been ages since you levelled up. It was about a week ago. Considering you're now about level 9 million or whatever it is. Where are we? Where are you up to? Loyalty. 39, Mandy, 39. You are that far away from me having to make a Mark King special. It's there. Know what I mean? Festive best wishes to you and yours with flakes in it. Do you want to flirt with that, love? Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, Holly Alexander. Hopefully it's going to be a great year. And here's to a massive 2025 as well. On here and Rumble. Bloody hell, you're putting the effort in, mate. Watching things like Das Boat. I remember my granddad watched the original. I mean, it was something like 13 hours, this film. Split into about 6 different parts. Just fucking never-ending, miserable-looking German bastards. Is there any other type? Yes, don't tell Jeff. Don't tell Jeff anything. It's his fault. Everything's happened this week, actually, Jeff. After Spartacus Gate, we need to watch out with Jeff. Genuinely got to watch out. Anyway, where are we? Lulu. Where's my other stuff? There we go. I have cleaned the screen, so you know what's coming next. Get your dancing shoes on.
Another great night here at the Dallas Pause. Folks, go give yourself a round of applause. We've had a good chat, told the odd joke. Now get in our hot tub for a post-stream soak.
Merry Christmas, everybody. And that's that.
Hoo-yah!